Everybody, Joleen Lunzer!
1, 2, 3, 4.
We're unmuting our mic and we're starting the stream. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Married to Bravo with Joleen and Nana. Nana.
Hi. Are we really on now?
We're on. We're live.
Oh, hi, guys.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, Robin C. My longest, I believe, supporter on Patreon has now become a member here on YouTube.
Oh,
and
that's
if
so
you
nice.
want to be as cool as Robin C., you can join our membership here on YouTube, the Lean Team, and check us out over on Patreon, where we have 3 tiers. Smash that like. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you want to support the channel during the chat, you can send a super chat. We'll read your comment. If you're watching later and you missed the live, you can send a super thanks. Otherwise, we do have our Venmo and Cash App on the bottom of this screen. So that's everything you need to know. We're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion part 2, and we're going to be talking about Salt Lake City season 3 episode 4. Both of these episodes were bangers, but they were bangers, but also not.
Kind of sad.
Kind of sad. And I told Nana to
Kinda
speak
sad.
up. You're the OG Pat. Yes, that's our Robin C. Thank you for joining on YouTube as well. I'm considering, and you guys let me know what you think. I'm considering, because YouTube didn't have a membership when I started my Patreon, and I'm wondering if I should transition fully to YouTube or fully to Patreon if I need to pick one, because now I have memberships 2 places, or we do, I should say. And so let me know what you guys think. Are you more apt to support someone on Patreon or support someone on YouTube? Because I would like to start putting out more content specifically. There's a little bug. Just for my supporters, just like streams that are only for members as well, to give you guys something. So let me know.
It's so nice to see everyone. I'm in California, by the by.
Nana's here with me.
So nice.
Nana's here with me.
Gosh. At home, we're getting, it's not too bad. I heard it was 61 or something today, maybe a little bit more. That's okay.
And here it's like 90 still.
Oh, yeah. It felt really good, though, because I get up every morning. I go out to the pool, and it's just really nice. And
Nana goes to the pool every day, you guys, when she's here. So as you can see, we are together. She's been here since, what day did you get here?
Sunday.
She got here Sunday. So make sure you guys are following the Joleen vlogs because we'll probably be, I have some stuff to put up there. And then we'll also be going live from there to do more like talk. Thank you.
See,
for loving
Susan,
my
you're
nails.
loving that? Yes, because everywhere we go, people want to know who we are. So we tell them. No, I used to be a cheer. Not that I was a cheerleader, but I heard cheerleaders every once in a while from underneath the bleachers.
Nana was underneath the bleachers doing unspeakable things, smoking and boys.
Just smoking. I could have cared less. I just wanted,
smoking.
yeah. Oh, there she is.
And at the end, we are going to actually, I do want to have.
Can we look at this?
Okay, so we have been waiting for Nana to open this. Okay, close your eyes because I I opened it already.
I have to close my eyes.
So
now.
Colette, if you're in the chat, our dear Colette sent something to Nana via our PO box. We have a PO box. You guys are amazing. When you send us stuff, it's so fun to check.
Oh, it is fun.
So
it's fun to
checked it today, and then we have our Amazon wish list too. And you guys send us stuff from that. You guys are amazing. So I've been holding on to this because I wanted Nana to open this in person. And then we'll get to Beverly Hills. I promise if you're new here and you're like, when do these bitches talk about the show?
I know.
Soon. Oh my God, Miss Cia, thank you for the first super chat.
Hi, how nice is that? $25?
That is so sweet.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Oh, with the new viewer. Congratulations, Miss Cia,
that's
baby
so
Fernie.
Thank you. Hi, baby Fernie.
Oh my God, send us a picture if you can. Please,
Hi,
please,
baby
please.
Fernie.
Hi, baby Fernie. All right. Thank you so much, Miss Cia. So I've been waiting to give Nana this. So if you followed this channel for a while, this is an amazing gift because especially if you followed us for 90 Day with Nana, this is where this was talked about the most. All right.
Ooh, I gotta think about that.
Okay, let's make sure we're not showing anyone's address. Okay. Open it from here.
Like this.
So and just kind of show the peeps. So you guys can see Nana has no idea what is in here. She's gonna scream. No, don't open the thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just
don't because she's gonna spy to try to see.
No, I'm not. I can't hardly see a thing. I mean, I'm not kidding. Things are starting to.
It's a chair, Rusa's chair.
Is it a chair? It's a Samantha Stevens chair. Ping.
It opens, up really big.
I don't know how this opens.
Here, I'll get it for you. Okay.
That's so nice that you guys send us things. We really appreciate it. This is from Colette now. And this is Nana. So close to the.
Close your eyes.
All right.
Okay. 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 Hold your hand open. Okay. Higher. Okay. And now look at. Show them. Look at. Okay. So if you don't know, Nana has spoken about how she wanted a job at KFC. All her friends got jobs at KFC. KFC wouldn't hire Nana because she was so bad to the bone. So Colette.
Oh, you got that is so.
This is
funny.
Like a legit.
This is a nameplate. This is so funny.
Nana.
I have to wear that.
And not only did they hire Nana now in our revisionist history, they made her the damn manager.
I love being the manager. Hi. And I was there when they went to Crispy too, original or Crispy. So
original recipe or Crispy. So
at least I hung out there. This is the funniest thing ever.
Sweet. Oh my God, we got to put it high so it can show.
Oh my God, stop
Wait till Linda sees it.
Oh, she's gonna go nuts on here. Call Linda. Oh my God, that is so funny. Where is it? Here it is. Oh my God, and it's the Colonel. Oh, hello, little girl. And I just.
Look at you now, Nana. They weren't hiring you, and now you're the damn manager of KFC.
So there. And I'm going to walk into some of these going, I'm just checking things out.
You should, Nana. Just
I think that would be funny.
There you go.
Just start taking notes and going, how is the service? How is your chicken?
Bring your Nana notes. Yeah, straight to upper management. That's how it's done, Nana.
I know it is.
Hey, I mean, Nikki, Colette, thank you so much. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't out your... But I'm sorry, Nikki. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is so funny, honey.
I hope we didn't dox you.
Oh my God, this is so good.
I've been holding on to it for so long.
Oh my God, stop it.
To open this in person.
Love you too. This is hilarious. Nikki. Wait till my friends. They're gonna go nuts. And Linda, if you get on, I guess I kind of told her maybe it'd probably be about 8:30, but she said not to worry. She gets those notices, but I'm not sure if she got
Notifications,
this.
yeah.
Is notifications.
And Missy, if Missy's here, Missy,
okay,
we have to show you one
all
more
right.
thing, and then we'll get into the review, you guys, because you guys take your time. You're so thoughtful. The gifts you give us are insane and amazing. Realification, I got my J. I don't know if you can see it up there. I gotta hang it so that J
I love that.
is from Realification.
Realification. I have mine at home, and we talked about this before, and it changes colors.
Yeah,
it's
we had.
fabulous.
I think we talked about it on our last live, but I just want you to know that
There it
I
is.
love it. Okay, so Missy sent us again the most thoughtful gift.
And just a little something. She made this for us.
Missy's here.
Thank you, Missy. It's a machine washable, gentle, no fabric softener. I
And
love that.
She made something for Lucy. Oh, no fabric softener?
No
Good
fabric
to know.
softener
Okay.
on this.
So
No.
if you guys know, Halloween I love, Christmas I love, obviously Halloween, but Nana is just strictly Christmas.
I
She
love
doesn't like
the-
spooky stuff.
No, I love the Christmas.
And her
Look at
favorite
this.
is those red trucks.
Look at this.
and the
then
vans.
Little vans.
So
shut up and
Missy's talented
look at-
self sewed
you put this
Nana. It's soft.
pillow. It's super soft.
It's so
It's
soft.
the cutest. It's the
And
darn
it is
cutest
so,
ever.
So pillow cover. So pillowcases.
Aren't these beautiful? Oh my God. When I squealed when I opened it. Oh my God. This is between this and
I mean,
now I'm a manager and
gifts are so thoughtful.
I have a manager.
Now she's a manager with nice pillows.
That's right. Well, that's how I got to be a manager.
Mhm. And now look at this that
Oh,
she
wait.
and no, this is all made by Missy. This is how
These are
talented
darling.
Missy
Look
is.
at this.
Look at that scarf. Nana, you look like a real housewife.
I've been waiting for a girl like you.
Cherish the night. You know how those commercials where they had like all the songs in a row? After that song was always cherish the love we have.
Oh my gosh.
Dun, dun,
And this is for Lucy.
She made
Look at these.
scrunchies for Lucy. So Halloween and Christmas
And
themed
Christmas.
scrunchies that are soft.
Stop it.
And like-
Missy says I'm here. Thank you, Missy.
And
And these, look at this.
How cute is
look
this?
at this.
How
And
cute.
I like this. This is so me. Hi, I'm the manager at KFC. How can we
are you the
make-
district manager? I think
How
you are.
can we make your dining experience more memorable? Bring
For
in
my
your
family.
family.
We'll do the Meredith marks. Me and my family.
Bring in your family to KFC. Look at here's
KFC.
Jolene's. These are the pillows,
I
pillow
love
covers.
Halloween
Look
ones.
at this. Look at the
You know
back.
what's so funny is I had
Oh,
Halloween pillowcases on my Amazon wish list and also in my cart, and I was so close to pulling the trigger and buying them. And these are 100 times better because those ones I know they would be that rough material.
this is the softest soft.
And again, we have look at
the
the
softest soft.
perfect color orange, the soft, like
Softest
Nana
soft.
said,
Love
everything
it. Missy, love
put
it.
together
Love it.
so nicely with this
Oh, I
wonderful
wish I
pattern.
knew how to do stuff like this.
Me too. I wish I knew how to do anything.
And then
cool
also,
like that.
Joe, for your hair, you got
I got scrunchies.
little scrunchies.
too.
The same as far as the
So excited
pumpkin and
Christmas.
the Christmas one.
because we're holiday
Holiday girls, but I
gals.
just love this little minky. Does anybody
So-
want to see my little minky? Raise your hand.
Nana, you're so fancy.
Thank you.
Right? Aren't the patterns wonderful? Yeah, the perks of upper
This is
management.
just, oh, it is too. It is, you guys.
so
I'm
Nikki,
going grabbing the
Nikki,
wrong side. Here
and
it is.
Missy, thank you so,
So
much.
much, so much.
Realification as always. Thank you so
You
much,
guys,
everyone who
thank
supports us.
And a wonderful note.
We
I mean,
QVC
for
it. We
Missy,
do.
thank you.
I think they should hire us to like
Oh
Midwestern.
my gosh. Honey,
Explain things like, oh my God, this is so cute. You need this for you
Oh.
and your kids because you can do a lot. You can put candy in there. You can put a plant in there. I use these on my Halloween tree, which I'll
Oh.
be revealing on my Instagrams at Spooky Joleen
and
and also on my Joleen, well, maybe was it
What did-
Joleen vlogs. And I use these as ornaments on my tree.
And what did Dorit keep saying? I'm sorry, not
So
fabulous.
chic.
It's so chic.
So
It's
chic.
so chic.
Nanny, you look chic. You should do it.
I
maybe
know.
like-
I might, you know what? I might be sweating a little, but I want to wear this for a while. Oh no, I will be sweating. Hello, kids. I get my manager badge.
You're so
out.
chic, Nana. You're so chic.
Don't let my minky cover up my management.
Look how chic she is. She's so chic.
Thank
She's
you.
so
I love this.
chic.
I just love it. It's so soft and so nice. And we are poor little lambs that have lost our way. Bah.
This is when you put up your what do you put up with Jesus? Your manger?
My manger.
You look like one of the ladies and gentlemen in the manger. Well, there's probably only one lady in the manger.
Yeah, only the main.
Mary,
Yeah,
the Virgin.
Connie Suelo. from Dragnet. Okay.
There
Here we go with that again. Ready for Hallmark movie? Yes. Can I get a three-piece?
Can I get a
three-piece of that crispy chicken? Yes.
Nana looks ready to fire a minimum wage worker. Yes, she does.
Honey,
yes,
I would never.
She does.
I would never. I would be so good. In fact, when I was a manager, I think I was maybe really good, but maybe too nice.
Adam, I'll make
There's
sure
such
to
a thing.
Put it on YouTube. So make sure, mods, if you don't mind dropping the Joleen Vlogs link, because I'll be putting the tree and all that, and I'll drop a picture too in my community tab.
Oh, this is so nice, you guys. I'm just so excited. I just have to get out to a KFC tonight and go.
We should find one in the area and just walk in and be like,
how we doing? Good.
And then we could go in and tip them for their inconvenience of putting up with us.
Well, let's not get crazy.
Let's not get crazy. All right, let's start sharing. We got so much to talk about, Nana. This is crazy. We're 15 minutes in, but we had to acknowledge these wonderful gifts that we've been given.
So nice.
We love it. Nice. So sweet. Okay, so we're talking about, thank you for dropping my vlog channel. Appreciate you guys. Joleen Vlogs. I'll keep that up for a minute so you can make sure you subscribe. And Nana and I will just go live there probably a few times while you're here just to bullshit.
Where's that?
Are you subscribed to my vlogging channel?
I hope so. Will you check? Because I have some issues. I was having issues with my internet at home, but now that I'm here, I should be able to just get at things.
Okay. Well, we'll check to see if Nana's subscribed, but subscribe yourself, please. Also, and let's. What's our light goal, Nana?
Our light goal tonight, because I think people knew we were out here. Or I was out here. I want to say 500. At least
500.
No, let's not go really crazy, honey. Let's go 480. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot.
And if you want to hear all about our eventful trip to Costco, Nana insulting people at Home Goods.
No, it wasn't.
Well, we can't talk about it here. We'll talk about it on Joleen Vlogs, okay? Because we have to get into it. But yeah, we've had quite the time already. Went to a pumpkin patch.
Oh, that was so nice. Oh, I just
Thank you, Valerie, for following me on Big Brother. I have a Big Brother that I want, a video that I'm working on, and a BravoCon thing. I have a compilation still. So it's,
Let's go to Jamie. I just saw that.
Okay, yes. So
I'm going to BravoCon, he said. Did you? Okay.
Yep.
Next year to windmill the hell out of Andy. And what does that exactly mean? Now, I would think it's, I see. Okay.
Like just boom, 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 just windmill. Okay. We got to talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right. So we go in, Shay says hi. We go in to part 2 of the reunion. We did not see Kathy Hilton. I thought we'd see her.
I thought they were going to save it for that middle piece.
And then get her like at the last half hour or something. And then, but they're riding with Kathy Hilton's name because they had very good ratings. I think it's because people thought that Kathy was going to be joining in the second part. Because usually the third part's a little.
Well, it's kind of so much of it's a wrap up. And this has been kind of sometimes really hard season to watch just because they have been, what is the word we keep using? Gaslighting people. Not really sure what that means, but I hear it an awful lot. But they've been mean to people. That's how I would say it. And really mean to people that we love on the show. And the idea of, I watched some of that. What is it called? Crazy Con? No.
BravoCon. Nana's over BravoCon, by the way, and I still have a video to put out about it, so we can't be quite over it yet.
All right.
He's using all of the things. That's what they do. They film there, and then they use them for the Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah.
That's just kind of what they do. So they are, like you guys are saying in the comments, they are dragging this out with the Kathy Hilton thing, and they got to throw her in the mix because no one is checking Rinna. No, I mean, Crystal is doing a pretty great job of checking Kyle. And so I'm getting a whole new respect for Crystal, but let's get into, so first topic of discussion. Which part of the reunion do you guys want us to put it in the chat, discuss first? Because we didn't even do Nana notes. I've been so mad today at Andy Cohen. Thank you, Shay, for the super chat.
Shay, thank you. That's so nice.
She said take Nana for I will. I tried to buy her Starbucks tonight.
Honey, I just made
can you hand me my coffee?
I just made a cup of Folgers. So I didn't think that was prudent to go through Starbucks and buy another coffee when I had perfectly good Folgers here
at home. But we will get you one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gang ups, white splaining. Thank you. There's like a little gnat that is there.
I know.
White splaining, excuses, microaggressions. It's annoying. Okay, so let's talk about it. We have these two, which it's so funny because Crystal had so many good points this reunion because you have Rinna, and you have Erica, and they are somehow questioning, that they went on this season saying to Garcelle that Sutton was a liability friend. Now, if these two, right, if these two aren't the liability, I don't know what is. You noticed in this reunion, here, I know what we'll talk about first, is Kyle, okay? So Kyle is called out for grabbing and basically getting pretty physical with Sutton. Nana, what did you think? I was happy that
someone brought it up.
But her response was laughing. So Kyle took this as a time to act like this is not a big deal. We have all thought all season that Kyle manhandling Sutton the way she did, and that's exactly what she does and has done to people she feels more powerful to than, I should say, on the show. We've seen her do that before.
Yeah.
But Sutton, for some reason, she's very comfortable getting physical, grabbing her on multiple occasions, not just at was it Garcelle's birthday party when they were sitting there and she had Sutton and Diana. Yes. Ugh. So Kyle's called out. She's laughing. Sutton's not laughing because she's like, no, you have manhandled me and you have gotten aggressive with me. Could you imagine Kyle doing this to Rinna?
Stop it.
No.
Erica, she would be on the ground. Erica would have had her, knocked out.
No, she's scared. I don't even think Rinna should be on the ground. I don't think Rinna's tough like that.
I just think she is.
She just thinks she is.
I believe she is.
Kitty, it's on the dining room table.
I believe she is.
In my purse.
And then I have I was looking at Sutton's dress, and that's what I said to Joe. I said, at first, I really hated this dress because it was too boxy on her, and she's got a little bit of shape, show it off. But as she's sitting there, this dress is amazing.
And the hair is beautiful, too. It's a sit-down dress. Her and Garcelle both have sit-down dresses. Okay, so Kyle is, thank you, Joe. Kyle is called out. And then you can tell. So I think the mark of a good friend is not someone who's going to let you be an asshole, someone who will hold you accountable in a loving way. And I think that's what happened in this scene. So you have Kyle saying, I think Sutton makes things all about her. Kyle is laughing it off and she's just like, oh, come on. It's not, she didn't even want to discuss it. And I am mad that Andy didn't press it more because I guarantee they will make a huge deal out of when we get into Salt Lake City. Heather, when Whitney gets up, and we'll talk about this episode next, and they're drunk and she gets up in Heather's face and then Heather pushes her and she kind of like pushes her away and she kind of falls back into the wall. That'll be a big deal. But Andy and them will let Kyle get away with this kind of behavior. And we've seen her get real grabby on the dance floor with Sutton.
Why always Sutton?
Because she thinks Sutton is weak. So that's what people like Kyle do, unfortunately. And she might not even be fully conscious of this behavior. But Kyle, if you're watching, which I know you're a fan, hey, what's up? You might want to check this in yourself because it's not a good trait to be aggressive with people, period. But especially against people you find to be weaker than you. That is the definition of a bully. Someone that wouldn't kind of like fight back. And Sutton definitely doesn't ever fight back. So in this moment, Kyle's laughing it off. Andy lets her get away with that. And then it turns to instead, Sutton makes it about herself when really what I've seen Sutton do this season, Nana, is basically when Diana shared she lost her brother, she wanted to, when you talk to someone and you've been through shared trauma or similar experiences, you might go, I am so sorry, because Sutton's father, took himself out of this world.
I
if you
also
say the
had
word,
a loss, is how she was starting it, and that's very common for people to do that. Just to say, not that I'm better than you, not that my loss is greater than yours. It's just the idea that here we are together and we're talking about similar things. And I thought she brought it up very nice. Not but Diana took it wrong. But Diana's finding herself to the exit door, which I think is a good place for her. And she couldn't even show up at this reunion. Yes.
And so exactly the miscarriage thing. So her sharing with Diana that she had her miscarriages. The way Kyle treated it in the moment was horrific. And the way they even spoke about it after, you think Kyle would be more interested in being empathetic to her friend who shared that than thinking that. So you think your friend Sutton would kind of not weaponize, but use her trauma and misfortune and miscarriages, something that is very traumatic for a woman. So Kyle's much more empathetic to Erica's and not to Sutton. And it was like almost like Kyle didn't believe Sutton. And so, yes, Sutton was trying to relate, show empathy. Exactly.
Yes, and that's a wonderful, what am I trying to say? It's wonderful if you have a friend like that. I would take that as a friendly gesture. I wouldn't have taken her down like Diana did.
No, and Diana is just, in my opinion, I think she's disgusting. I think the way she's behaved is disgusting. I think the way she has tried to gaslight Garcelle, use microaggressions against Garcelle, and we will talk about that. And Renee makes a great point. Kyle is such a hypocrite. She jumped in when Dorit was talking about her robbery to tell us she sent her robbers a check. Exactly. So Kyle is just so hypocrite. I think at this point, Kyle needs to be put on pause. I know Andy won't, because Rinna and Kyle are his ladies. You know, he's got his favorites. And I do agree with a lot of people on Twitter when they say what's really holding a lot of this franchise back and Housewives in general is I think Andy Cohen should, I don't think he should host these things anymore because we're not getting a very objective host. We're not even getting, even if you don't want to be objective, we're not even getting a host that will subjectively hold ones he doesn't or he does like accountable. I really think Andy should now probably give the job to Kathy Griffin because didn't he steal it from her in the first place, allegedly? So maybe let a woman do it. A woman of color would be fantastic because as we talk about the Andy Cohen thing, something I've always thought about Andy is that you make a lot of money, Andy Cohen, off Black women. You do. You make a lot of money off women, period. But you make a lot of money off Black women. The way Andy Cohen handled this reunion and the treatment of Garcelle and microaggressions and talking, the things with Jax and Diana trying to state and the other women as though Diana, the threats to her family were on any way the same level as Garcelle, and the way he did not address how we've talked about this last live, Nana, how young Black children, young Black little girls and Black little boys in the United States of America, born under white supremacy, they are not treated and afforded the same kind of empathy, understanding, or even treated like a child. They are looked at differently. And that's unconscious bias and sometimes a very conscious bias. It depends on the person, but it's definitely something that has been conditioned in us that if we don't check it, if we don't call it out, then we can't change. So the fact that we had a whole scene this season with Mauricio, PK, Dorit, and Kyle laughing. Let's not forget not to,
yes, they were laughing.
I have to bring this back, but it's important. They were laughing about a little boy, Jax, one of her twins, Erica Jane, a grown, drunken fool of a woman, telling him to get the F away and to F off. The fact that that wasn't a question Andy Cohen came into this reunion dead set on getting. I want to know why you did this. I want to know, and if it is a drinking problem, then get help. And I want to know why Kyle and Dorit and Mauricio and PK, Mr. Bankruptcy, why they thought it was okay to laugh at that. Because had it happened to one of their white children, we wouldn't have the same reaction. It would be, we would clutch our pearls. Andy Cohen is a rich man. He's a rich white man, but he is a rich man. He's a rich gay man. I see him speak a lot about gay issues, obviously, as a gay man. I see him speak about that, but I have yet to fully be aware of or see him educate himself on things having to do the things that Black women go through, or racism, that is. So in this regard, Andy Cohen owes it to the Black women that he makes money off of regularly to educate himself. At this point, he is willfully ignorant. And at this point, we can't, any longer go, well, it's just Andy. He's fun. It's not fun to watch Garcelle have to go through this.
No, not at all.
It's not fun.
I just felt the second part of this reunion for Garcelle must have been hell.
And the first too.
Well, the first was bad
too. She basically begged freaking
Yes.
Diana in like, just not a beg, I should say, but it was like kind of opening, like, leave me alone.
Right.
Quit harassing me. Diana is there changing the narrative of what actually happened. So the thing Sutton said, now Garcelle's saying, and everyone's like, no. And I shouldn't even say everyone's saying that. Sutton seems to be the only one that has Garcelle's back. And even Sutton realized once she was at BravoCon that her one regret is she wished she would have stuck up for Garcelle more.
Yes, I believe.
So anyone that tries to say that, you know, oh, it's just this, it's just that.
Not just Andy.
It's Andy needs to educate himself on this. You are now exploiting these women who you've made a lot of money off of. And I would reopen this Nene thing, because Nene has been saying for how long that this has been happening, that this racism, that these microaggressions, that this kind of behavior has been happening at Bravo. And so we're just, you know, and we're meant to believe that Nene somehow is just mad or bitter or this or that. How about we're now in 2022 and Nene realizes that maybe things we would have put up with or she was forced to kind of, now she's looking at it and she's saying, no, F this.
Not doing it.
If we see the way that the Black Housewives also in the franchises like Potomac and stuff, like Candace, for one example, treated about her social media. He has been on Candace so much about being messy. Yet you have Lisa Rinna and you laugh it off. Yeah. You have Erica Jane, who's been a disaster on Twitter. But it was Candace of Potomac who was called out first and held to this higher standard. And exactly, Fifi, when they said, Nana, evil was worse
please.
Than see you next Tuesday.
Oh, please.
Someone tweeted, no, obviously it's the word. You have to say the C word. You don't say the E word. You can say evil. But you can't be in most company and just say, see you next Tuesday, the actual word. We have these little nicknames and you say the C word. So obviously the word you can't say out loud is the worst word.
Well, and Renee is saying too, of course, Dorit would say evil is worse than the C word because her husband uses the word freely.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Renee.
I was feeling so bad for Garcelle. Not that Garcelle can't stick up for herself, but she shouldn't have to time and time again.
She has no one.
She should have someone like them. Well, I wouldn't call him a moderator. I wouldn't call Andy a moderator. He's not moderate about anything. He's on certain sides. So
yeah, Andy has, at this point, I know some of you posted it's conscious bias. And I have to believe that, because how can this rich, smart man not want to do better? And there's just.
Because he hasn't had to. Even on I keep going back to that New Year's.
New Year's.
You know, the New Year's thing that he had with Anderson Cooper. And Anderson Cooper, I like Anderson Cooper. And I thought he did a real good job with bringing in the New Year's. And Andy was he
took that job from Kathy Griffin as well. Do you notice how she was let go?
Yes.
But how the privilege Andy Cohen has, white male privilege, like to the extreme. And he needs to recognize that. And he needs to really be an advocate and a true ally to these women who work hard to keep Bravo. Don't forget ever that Atlanta ratings basically saved Bravo for so many seasons.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of these franchises should have been thrown out a long time ago. So he should be thanking his women of color on these panels, and he should be better for them. But he's not. And it's so disappointing, Andy. It is extremely disappointing. And the people that say, oh, I want it to be fun again. Well, that's all nice and fine and dandy Randy. But if you're not seeing exactly what we're seeing on the screen, it's probably because your privilege won't allow you to see it, most likely. It's something you have the privilege of going, turn it off. But Garcelle lives every day. And even through her job, which is the Real Housewives, one of her jobs, she has to experience this, and she has to experience these microaggressions, and she has to experience these biases, and she has to experience these women who are supposed to be her friends, her cast members, not hold the same standard for children. So that is something that should tell you a lot, that they hold a different standard based on the color of your skin for children. So for their white children, it's wow, don't you dare. Remember Erica, just the mention
Oh my gosh.
of this
her.
woman's son was he could die. Well, guess what? So can Garcelle's sons. We're in the
That's
United
right.
States of America, and we see that happen all of the time. And I mean, I don't.
And those slippery roads in Pasadena
Yeah,
when it's snowing,
right?
it's tough.
It's tough. But she bawled her, and everyone huddled around her. I think I have a screenshot of it because I remember I was like thinking of this. Remember this? And everyone's like, "Oh, are you okay? Are you okay?" Garcelle sat there by herself, tears in her eyes, just having to sit with these
sad.
ignorant women who don't even deserve to be on the same cast as her at this point. Crystal tried her best with, I mean, I think she did a good job saying, hey, you guys are saying that now back to Sutton and Garcelle, their friendship is somehow a liability, you know, and is unhealthy. But you 4 or 5 of the Fox 5 or whatever they call themselves are always having each other's back. And isn't it interesting that all 5 of them, so Erica, Rinna, Dorit, Kyle, and who's
Diana?
Yeah, Diana. What would it be, Diana?
Would it be Diana?
Whoever, 4 or 5, are all the ones that are white ladies and have each other's back for the most part. And why is it not okay for Garcelle to have someone? You got to think of that too. Like critically thinking, why do these women want to pull Garcelle away from someone, the only person on the cast she deems as her real friend, other than I think she thinks Kathy Hilton is too. But it's so interesting and also so perverse and so gross. Realification says King Andy needs to be knocked off his arrogant throne. He has millions of dollars. He needs to go and let Jason and Adam do the interviews. I honestly think men should be done hosting these shows. I'm going to say it. We don't need any more men. We really don't. These are women-led, run, powerful shows. Let a woman moderate these women. Let a woman run that damn channel. I think it would be, we'd see a lot of differences. A lot of changes that we would like. That we would like. We need to quit pretending that these men know the first thing about how to run any of this stuff.
Yeah. It just is so sad because, you know, when Andy first came on, he was fun. It was fun to listen to him. I liked the people that he had on. It was fun getting to know him, getting to know the people in the real reality shows. But the bigger they get, the worse they seem to get for the most part.
And that's
because
so
they
true.
Start to believe their own hype.
Yep.
And that's when it gets bad.
We always say the worst thing you can do is believe your own hype. It is just a recipe for disaster.
Oh my gosh.
But I think you need, if you're going to have a white person now be moderating this and you're truly going to, it's the same thing with Big Brother. You're going to be pushing for diversity and change and all this stuff. Then you need someone who is literally an ally, someone who understands and is willing to, at this point, educate themselves. Because I'm so tired of seeing all of the women of color on these shows be treated poorly. And that is a very light way to say it, obviously. And
that is, yeah. But I mean, you're at least saying it. Well, they're not saying it.
No,
that this is happening, and it is.
And do you think you're also doing a huge disservice to the women of color who are in your audience? So you're triggering them week after week because none of you are educated enough, smart enough, willing, brave enough, anything to call any of this out and to check these idiots. Like, that's ridiculous.
But I like your idea about Kathy Griffin, seeing that they had taken so much away from her. When, yes, she did make a mistake. We all make mistakes, but she was crucified for it. So
yeah, totally. They were so crazy. So they talk about that, and I did love how Crystal pointed out, like, you guys always have each other's back. Now, let's not, and the moment that I knew Garcelle and Sutton had a good friendship is the moment that even Garcelle could be honest about Sutton. And she said, because like Andy's like, would you think, you know, Sutton makes it about herself? To which I think other ladies agreed. And then Garcelle said, yeah, she does sometimes. Yeah, she does. And Garcelle was like, oh, yeah, I do. You know, I could see that.
Yeah.
Because when you're truly friends or loved ones,
right,
you know the faults of them and you love them regardless, but you also don't just blindly stick up for them and let them be shitty people.
And take the criticism along with the good for you.
Yeah, and it's not even, it's like you trying to just like, you know, you want to be the best version of yourself. These two are what would be a liability in a toxic friendship, because
most definitely
you can even see in Rinna's eyes, she knows some of this stuff, like Erica not wanting to give the earrings back and fighting for the earrings, or Erica with her craziness and stories that she thinks, you know, that Erica's not in the right, but she won't say it because they think a true friendship is never holding each other accountable and just blindly supporting one another.
Right. And blindly going their merry way. I just changed. I had my flannel shirt on. I got that new flannel shirt at Costco. And now I have to change up, and I still have my manager badge on because I am a manager at KFC. This is correct.
She's a manager.
I am making $22 an hour plus all the chicken and coleslaw that you can eat. Okay.
Samaya says, I know what triggered feels like after last night. I wanted to fight and cry for Garcelle at the same time. Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, when you saw Garcelle's face, how these women just moved
Look
on.
at that. I love her expressions because it says it all.
But this is the saddest one.
No, it is
sad.
But it says it all. This is just like, okay. And it's almost like she's thinking ahead. This is what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm remembering this. And this will not be forgotten. I'm remembering this, and we're going to play it forward for you. Okay.
Right. Exactly. And so it was so sad to see them laughing. So we move on to, we're kind of jumping around the reunion, but the book.
Oh.
So the book is.
They're so jealous of her.
The book is thrown in the trash. We originally thought it was Erica because Erica posted on her social media. We come to find out in this reunion, it was Rinna. And so it's Rinna who's not. She's not even recycling, you guys. Come on. I mean, how can anyone be a fan of this woman at this point? She needs to be put on pause. Put the chick on pause, okay? So she's using these old ass phones with the fax machine attached to it. I don't know what it was, but it's like, and then she's throwing that away with Red Bull cans and all the things that should be recycled, and Garcelle's book. Come to find out, there is a private chat, Nana. There's a group chat, right, that they're all in.
Yes.
As a group. Then there's a private chat. They have someone put on Twitter. So you're telling me they have a whites only group chat? Because Garcelle's like, I'm not a part of that. I don't think Crystal's a part of it because she would have been privy to it. So they literally, maybe just the Fox 4, Fox 5, whatever they are.
I don't.
And so they have this private chat that Garcelle is not involved in. I doubt if Sutton's involved in. I doubt if Crystal's involved in, okay? They have a separate group chat where Garcelle writes a book, right? Which is a big deal. She shares a lot of very interesting stories. She's had such a full career. She had a run-in with Bill Cosby. She talks about.
Oh, yes.
Fascinating shit, right? We find out then that the women are basically snickering. They said, well, not snickering, but laughing about it behind her back. And Rinna sends a picture to the group chat of the book in the trash. Erica gets mad at Garcelle because Garcelle, leading up to the premiere of this season of the Housewives, she posted that clip that was her going, I don't need to take you down, Erica. You do fine, or do that yourself.
Right.
You know? So she posted that with like hey, tune in and I have a new book or something like that. Erica's mad. So Erica posts the picture that Rinna put in the private group chat. Thank you, Realification. Didn't Adam let it slip that he's going to be interviewed with Garcelle? I think so. I heard that. I didn't hear it from him, but I heard people say that he kind of let it slip. That wouldn't surprise me because he's been interviewing a lot of people. So it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, if he's got a Garcelle interview, that would not surprise me.
That would be good.
Yeah, it would not surprise me at all. So in this moment, that is when Erica's like, see, I'm a ride or die. She's like, honey, I'm a ride or die. All right. Well, you know, I kept that secret. And she's like, I got so much shit, honey, for not recycling. It wasn't even me. It was Rinna. You know, and Rinna's like, yeah, I'm sorry. And Andy's like, one good point he made is like, but Erica, you posted the damn picture. So whatever backlash comes, you posted it. Rinna threw it in the trash, and that was an asshole move. But she didn't post the picture unless they really talked about it beforehand.
Or in cahoots and decided to do it together. Yeah.
Wouldn't you be pissed at your friend if you sent a private message, and then they posted a picture to their social media with all those followers?
The idea of Erica coming back, I'm going to have a hard time. Going to have a hard time with that.
It's just,
I know we don't know yet who's going to come back and who's going to be asked to leave,
Exactly,
but
Robin.
really,
it feels like they made Erica look like a damn hero for taking the heat. And it's like, but she put herself in the fire. She literally jumped in the
Yes.
fire. So now you don't get to be a hero when you set yourself on fire. I just don't understand it. Samaya says, honestly, it was the feeling of not being invited to the party, but finding out because you're Black or other. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like to me. And here we
most
go.
definitely.
Nana, how about this? Isn't it interesting that Rinna and them had such a problem about Kathy Hilton sending out cease and desist and getting lawyers involved to find out, who was spreading the stuff. They were like, oh God, it's horrible. We find out, you guys, that Lisa Rinna Garcelle writes a damn book, and not a blowjob book, no disrespect, but not a blowjob book, a book. Okay, blowjobs can be important, and shout out to our sex workers out there. But let's be honest here. She wrote a book about like empowerment, her experience, like a boss ass book. All right. And they should be celebrating her. But instead, Rinna finds one part of the book to critique. And that's the part where Amelia, her daughter, her youngest daughter, is brought up about her eating disorder.
Yes.
And she gets lawyers involved. They contact Garcelle's publicist, I think.
Yes.
Or manager. And demand that she basically take out the part. And Garcelle's like, fine. So they then have to take out that part of her book. But somehow that's okay that Rinna got legal involved. And here's the thing, Nana, and I want to know your opinion as a mom. Rinna brought her daughter on the show. And we know that Amelia posted to social media a couple of years ago, and it was a deleted post that brought up that she didn't want to do this. Basically, they're making her. Right. I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but basically that, her mom is kind of making her be on the show. She doesn't really want to be a part of it. And her other daughter has also posted things about her own mental health and her parents not being as supportive as they should be and all these things, but we can't talk about that. So Rinna then, Amelia takes the post down. She's still on the show. They use this as a storyline, her eating disorder. They talk about it. They make money off of it. Rinna makes money off it. She puts her daughter out there front and center to share her story because they tell her under some guise, which I think is false, that she'll help people. She's too young to help people. She needs to figure it out for herself. She's still in this modeling world, this Hollywood world. Yes. There's all this pressure. I don't think she fully has an understanding of it. That's just my opinion, my assumption on it, because she is such a young woman. Let her find that out and get healthy on her own before exploiting her. But it's Lisa Rinna, the queen of diapers and QVC. So she's going to throw on a duster and push her daughter in front of the camera because your daughter told us she didn't want to do it.
Didn't want to be part of this.
So you can make money off it. You can make it part of your storyline. But Garcelle, who did comment on it, because whatever's brought on the show, we're able to comment on, or the Housewives are. But Garcelle can't put it in her book, and she was a part of that. What do you think as a mother?
Oh my God, no, it's just a Kardashian move. And some of us like the Kardashians, some of us don't. But if you're going to have your mom as your manager without even talking to your daughter about it, and she's just throwing her out there, that's just it's a mean move. And if I were Rinna's daughters, I would have a hard time speaking to her.
Right. And just like you guys are saying, Graphics says right here, and Garcelle didn't share anything that she didn't say on the show and didn't actually name Amelia. Exactly. It was Lisa Rinna.
She did not. Yes.
Has it out for Garcelle. She's a horrible friend to her friends that joined the show, being Denise and Garcelle. Because these are women that she was friends with before, allegedly. And this is how she treats them.
Yes.
I mean, it's so ridiculous. And so she's stopping a Garcelle's success, her bag, for what? And yet Kathy, who you guys are telling us said these horrible things that no one has proof of, and the story has changed, and she's going to get to the bottom of who's leaking to the press, and she wants to do cease and desist. They have an issue with it. But Rinna's literally stopping Garcelle from telling a story she was involved in that Lisa Rinna brought to a television show to profit off of. And some people on Twitter said, well, they wanted to be the ones that were in charge of it. Rinna did.
But what did they actually say they did? Because that publication was already out there. Was this the second printing that they...
I'm not sure exactly how it works, but maybe every copy going forward, they removed it. I'm not sure how that works.
I thought that's what it was. The first batch is already out there. So
Mhm.
how do you, so with reprinting, that was taken out? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. There's so much. Again, what we're going to hear Kathy Hilton talk about, and I'm excited for that,
Mhm.
is to call her
Me
out,
too.
is Lisa Rinna. If you guys remember the first reunion Garcelle was on, there was talk that Lisa had brought up something about, oh, they don't want to bring race into the show or something like that. So I think Kathy's going to hit on that when she
Yeah.
joins. And so I am excited to see Rinna called out. Okay, so Fifi says it was
Okay.
removed from the second edition and Audible.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep. And let's see. Sumaya says Garcelle's a better lady than I am. Sue me or kick rocks. Wouldn't easily have fallen out of my mouth. It was removed from the second. Okay, thank you guys. Yes. She said they made a deluxe copy. Oh my gosh. And it is. It's exhausting for Garcelle to sit there and have to put up with this and listen to this
Yes.
this
Oh,
bullshit. High Vibe said, at first I wanted Garcelle to leave the show, but I've changed my mind. She should stay, bring authenticity and balance to this toxicity. Because I think it was Nikki Hilton who told her mom, and Kathy said in the interview at BravoCon, she used to like watching this show because it was fun. It was funny. And the topics and things and the way that the women fought was more lighthearted. I mean, I guess there was Kyle outing Kim's addiction and things like that wasn't super lighthearted, but I see what she means. And it has gotten very, very evil, if you will, because of people like Rinna and because of people like Erica. So you keep a woman on the show, which I have said before, yeah, keep Erica because I want to see what happens with the court case. And Nana has said, get rid of her. And I now agree with you.
we'll find out. We'll find out what happens in the court case. We don't have to see her time and time again. I'm done.
Of course,
with her.
this show got dark and evil. I mean, you literally have a woman sitting up there who is being accused of knowing about these horrible things her lawyer husband, Tom Girardi, did to the clients that trusted him with their cases. And their cases were obviously very tragic, them being, losing loved ones or being in explosions and needing this money that he then used to, even before Erica, used to fund his extravagant lifestyle and live beyond his means. And then that Erica was possibly a part of. And we see this woman still fighting to keep earrings. What kind of monster are you that you want to fight in court for a material product like stupid freaking earrings that you didn't earn, you didn't buy, that probably they're saying came from your husband's firm, came from nefarious blood money that was owed to these people, but yet you're still fighting it. Like, that should tell us all we need to know about Erica Jane.
Oh, we knew everything we needed to know about Erica Jane. I would say probably 6 months ago. It's time. Please don't bring her back. Bravo, please don't bring her back next season.
Yeah. Garcelle said never, and Nana asked me that today. She's like, what's Garcelle going to do? And I said, I think what a lot of you are saying too in the chat is we want a better cast for Garcelle and we think she deserves it, but also in no way should Garcelle have to consider leaving as much as
it would be.
But it'd be so hard. Bravo needs to step in at this point and be like, these freaking monsters. I mean, again, the allyship is not there. It's not there from Bravo. It's just not there. And anyone that thinks it is, I don't know what you're watching because it's not there. When most of the reunion is watching this woman's face as her castmates are gaslighting her, using microaggressions, are just being overall disgusting. And she's sitting there in her own pain because no one has her back and no one's sticking up for her and no one's pointing out these horrific things that have happened to her, during the season and postseason. That's not allyship. So I would say, I said, put Kyle on pause, Rinna gone, Erica gone at this point. What, Erica, you're broke.
Yeah, we'll know.
This isn't the poor housewives of Beverly Hills.
No, it isn't. And we'll know what happens to Erica. Of course, it'll hit the news. That's
Yeah.
fine.
She can have her little interview or something. I don't know. Maybe someone will want to interview her. And then Dorit, you need to pause. You need to pause too, because you agreed that evil is worse than get out of here. And what does Dorit bring? Honestly,
Boy George and PK, it's just not enough. It's
how many
enough.
times can you file for bankruptcy? And it's supposed to be an opulent lifestyle.
Mhm.
I don't know. So I would honestly keep Sutton, keep Garcelle, keep Crystal, and that's it.
Ms. T's asking what happened to Cherie, and that was the first wife of Will Smith. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
What did happen to her?
Well, she's a friend of the show. I don't know if she'll be on. Usually friends of the show make appearances on the reunion, so maybe in part 3 she will.
Someone in the chat said Cherie who. I was over here giggling.
Well, for real. I mean, she didn't really leave
She didn't add a lot this time anyway.
I heard maybe that she might be with the Fox Force, whatever. Ladies,
but okay.
And Rinna had the audacity to post about calling Kath right about her racism if she were the great white ally. You can post whatever you want on Instagram and you can say, whatever, but it is what you do in the world. It is how you help and are an ally to your friends and your loved ones and even people you don't know. Like, it's how you show your allyship. And she doesn't. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. You could see and pain in her eyes.
Yeah. But in the back of those beautiful eyes, I see her just taking notes, going, okay, I get it. Here we go.
She's so forgiving.
She's so smart. She's such a class act. It's almost like, why are you on this show?
Yeah, like you're too good for the show at this
Amen.
point.
Amen.
Because I need to see Rinna and Erica dragged, and that's why I can't wait for Kathy to show up and drag Dorit and drag these hoes, because at this point, even Erica, what kind of friend are you to Dorit when Erica's on Watch What Happens Live, at BravoCon, saying the next relationship to break up is PK and Dorit? I mean, I wonder how stupid Dorit feels after having Erica's back through all this bad behavior. And some people say, oh, it's made up, but I don't think so. I think
don't know.
Erica
she was getting almost
do anything to throw her friends under the bus to get any heat off her. Erica's the type of person, if she's going down, honey, you're all going down with me. That's how she is. That's how she is. Just because
I almost sounded like her. Sorry.
You did. That Rinna is so put out a cease and desist from Kathy, but had no problem sending lawyers after Garcelle to change her book about something that was already on the show. You don't get to then, once you put that shit out there on a reality show, it involves everyone and it belongs to everyone. So if you don't want it out there, don't do a reality show. And Garcelle was part of the conversation about Amelia because Lisa Rinna brought that to the show. So rather than Lisa Rinna having a storyline about Lisa Rinna and things in her life or even her damn marriage, she pushed her daughter out to do it. And I wouldn't say pushed if her daughter didn't go on social media and say she was pushed only to have it deleted. And this is like a couple years ago.
Yes.
And we don't ever talk about it. Right?
No, some of it. Yeah.
It's horrible. Yes. Cherie gave, I don't want to say what she brought.
No, I don't understand either. We got excited for a little bit knowing she was, at least I did, Will Smith's first wife, because that's when the Will Smith and the slap heard around the world was going on. That's right. That was like forefront in everybody's mind. And then she really didn't add to that. But just the idea that she was married to him at one time.
Mm-hmm. And you're right. Andy said we would only talk about things that happen on the show. Yes. He forgot his own words, right?
Oh.
Right. Shout out to Joleen Lunzer's #1 fan. I love you.
That is nice. Yes, that is nice. Can we just ask how many likes we have here? Now, when I see this, honey, this is how many people we have?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So we should have about 152 likes, maybe?
Yes.
If everybody wants to just touch that like button, let's just pause for a second. Think about what would make Nana happy. What would Nana do? Nana would hit the like.
I said what I said.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
A big Shannon storms the door.
Oh my God.
Coming. Okay, girl, bye. Okay, and I'm gonna put this out here for you guys. Kenya
Okay.
Moore at BravoCon, just because I brought up Nene earlier. Kenya Moore at BravoCon, they asked who you'd want to bring back, which housewife, and she said Nene, and I'm for it. I know there's a lawsuit, I know there's all this stuff, but let's like look into Andy Cohen. Let's do a little search in here, and maybe take Nene's claims a little more seriously, and the other women on these shows, obviously, and. I mean, I don't think it's ever too late. I mean, some people disagree with me and they don't want Nene, but I'll tell you, it was a hell of a lot more interesting when Nene was around. Nene's been through a lot. Unfortunately, her son just had some serious health problems and stuff.
And he passed, didn't he?
No, Nana.
Oh, wait a minute.
Nana.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, my God, no. He did not pass. No, he suffered a stroke and heart attack.
Oh, okay.
And he's 23 and he's struggling to speak. And they're
all right. I'm sorry.
No, don't.
I'm
Nana.
sorry. Nana gets things mixed up.
Yes, let Nene host the reunion.
I'm so sorry. I just knew it was something somewhat tragic for a young person.
Wrong
I'm
segment,
sorry.
Nana. Not
a stroke and a heart attack. I'm sorry.
So sad.
I was thinking of Greg. I was thinking of the husband.
Yep.
And now it's only been a couple of years since he passed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay.
But some people say Nene has a bad aura like Rinna. I don't think anyone has as bad of an aura as Rinna. So
no.
But I would be okay with her hosting at this point. That would actually probably even be, you guys are right, the better alternative.
None of your business.
To her.
Goodbye, Andy. Hello, Nene.
Right?
I like it.
Right? She needs someone who can go toe to toe with her. I mean, she does. Our housewives need to be quick witted. They need to have money. They need to have all these things that a lot of the housewives really don't have anymore. So it's that. So just a little side note on that. Now I do want to share a couple notable tweets that I saw. Let's see this one. Okay, that's not one of them. I just saved tweets that I like, but that is a good one. Okay. So let's see. Queens of Bravo, which follow them on Twitter because they're really killing. I think they're on Instagram too. The disappointment on Garcelle's face as each of these women said evil was worse word than see you next Tuesday said it all. And it's so true. I mean, it was heartbreaking as they're laughing about, we thought you throwing the book away. So instead of uplifting Garcelle, instead of uplifting her book, Rinna had to find something wrong with it, which was nothing at all that was wrong with it. She just found anything she could to use against Garcelle. And they all have a secret chat that they shit on Garcelle and the other women they don't like in, which housewives, I guess, but it's very, coming from these women and their microaggressions and things and their unwillingness to understand or even try to empathize with Garcelle or be an ally, it seems very sketchy. And so instead of uplifting her and, any of that stuff, they shit on her and they throw her book in the trash. And then they post on social media because Erica Jane is petty and immature. And she gets mad. So the first thing she does is react. She has two modes: repost her naked picture from 20 years ago or 10 years ago, or do some petty shit and throw one of her housewives, usually, or her fellow housewives, usually like a Garcelle or a Sutton, under the bus.
But do you think Rinna just had trouble with the book because she's unable to read some of the big words?
She couldn't read it. That could be. I mean, we don't know her reading comprehension. Okay, so this one, Leia the Clout Princess says, I just finished watching and I'm speechless. Everyone owes Nene an apology because this type of behavior she's been calling out. I mean, she has been calling it out. She has been
calling it out. Yes, you are right.
And then we have Regina Falange. So at Phoebe
I like that
Buffet.
name.
Sometimes it shows you their whole handle. It didn't show Leia's whole handle.
Oh, okay.
Says Andy acted like Kim was mean. This is a great point for bringing back the bunny. So remember the bunny incident with Lisa Rinna, and she cried. Rinna cried when Kim's like, I just give this, I can't take this bunny. Lisa gave her the blue one for her grandchild because we're not in a good place. I don't think it comes with good intentions or good energy because things do carry some energy,
It was cheap too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And she's, it's like this ugly blue bunny. Who cares? She gave it back to her, and Rinna was like you literally ran over her dog. She was like, crying, and all the women are like, okay, Rinna? Okay. So she gets and then Andy was like, they were all like, so much so that they put the bunny in the Watch What Happens Live clubhouse, but he totally sided with Rinna, throwing away a person's book, their story. That's so much worse.
Oh.
And yet he still seemed to be on Rinna's side. His favoritism ruins the franchise. That's why people are mad. And I 100% agree. Because again, the same with Erica, having that reaction to her son and everyone rallying around her. And now the frickin' bunny.
Stop it.
But somehow, Garcelle is sitting up there having to take it. Rinna's crying over a stuffed animal, shitty stuffed animal, when she wasn't even sorry to Kim. She didn't care.
No, she didn't
loved
care.
throwing Kim under the bus. She loved it.
She was going after her with that jagged edge wine glass. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, she didn't care. Let's see what this one is. This is where, okay, I'm going to use that for something else. This is when Erica said that Dorit and PK were the next to get divorced. They both commented. Okay, so this is another Queens of Bravo. Highly recommend following them. Amazing. The four of them, they protect each other just as much as, if not more, than what they're saying about the two of them. So like she said, spell it out for them, Crystal. Like exactly. So she's saying, you guys protect yourselves more than Garcelle and Sutton do. They at least hold each other accountable like real friends. And you guys blindly just support each other. Let's see. This is from @Miss_Petty_Lamar with 2 R's. The lack of allyship from this cast is so disheartening. You can tell the silence and lack of vocal support is getting to Garcelle, and it breaks my heart. It wasn't fun to watch.
No, it wasn't. That part was not fun to watch, and it was a big part of the second reunion. Can I ask a question on this Miss Petty Lamar? That name, is it kind of a
like
play
Patty
off
Lamar
of
or Patty
Lamar?
Oh, I thought it would be like
Hedley Lamar from Blazing Saddles. Just
what about Patty
LaBelle?
Yeah, I thought it was like Patty LaBelle, Patty Lamar.
No, I was thinking more like Hedley Lamar from
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles.
Is that a show, TV show?
It's a movie.
Is that funny one?
Well, it was.
Was it funny?
It wasn't. I'm trying to think.
Martin in it?
No, it was before Steve Martin's time.
Okay.
He hadn't hit that kind of success yet.
I was thinking of something else. Martinis.
They couldn't show it nowadays.
Eddie. Okay. @Martinis Eddie said, wait a damn minute. Rinna sent her lawyer after Garcelle to change her book, but she has an issue with Kathy using her legal team to stop her from all the lies she's spewing? The hypocrisy.
And who's saying that? Martinez with Eddie?
Martinez Eddie. Martinez, like martinis.
Oh, cute. Okay,
but
got it.
Tea, like spilling tea.
Spilling. Oh, that's cute. Okay.
Super cute. What's
Martinez
this one?
with Eddie.
Yeah, and then Alien Superstar @Robin D. Marley said, there's a whites only group chat. I mean, that's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like.
That's utterly ridiculous.
Utterly, Nana said.
I mean, I'm using the word utterly.
She's using utterly, you guys. Michael Q @20M Mitchell or 20_M Mitchell says, this could have been a 4-part reunion if Andy Cohen didn't blase off every important topic about the hashtag Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Mean Girls.
Michael Q, totally true. Totally true. I mean, when he starts to yawn and doing all these things, Andy, you got enough money to get a hold of some stuff that can keep you up. Okay. I'm just saying.
Mostly_Bravo says, Andy, Kyle, you got physically aggressive with Sutton. Kyle's face, Sutton's face. And not brought up. Imagine any time. Remember the frickin', I know it was a little different, but Monique versus Candace, I mean, that was like a huge thing. I know that was a little different in that Monique then chased after her and stuff. But we do have proof through the show of a history of Kyle kind of manhandling Sutton and pretending it's done as some kind of act of like, oh God, I was drunk, or she's my friend, or that's just how I am. I'm very physical. And then it was dropped. But
with nobody but Sutton.
Exactly. And imagine if, let's say, Garcelle was like that with Kyle.
Oh my gosh. They wouldn't have it.
Never hear the end of it. Okay. Hedy Lamar, she was an actress and also an inventor / math genius. Oh my gosh.
So did we get it from Hedy Lamar? because
We don't know. We don't have that person here.
Because Headley, that's right. Headley Lamar was anyway. Okay.
Yeah,
the sheriff. Was he the sheriff?
Yes, Shauna, we've heard all the rumors about what Andy might like to do.
What job does Nana want? Oh, hi, producer Linda. Nana doesn't want a job. I don't. We just talked about this today. Linda, were you on when you saw it? Did you see this? What
We'll
I
show her
got?
at the end
honey,
so she
it's
can
the
see.
absolute best. I love this stuff.
Yes, exactly, Miss T. White women hate the C word. They just do. They're always on about that. We hate the C word. We do. We talk about it all the time. We hate the C word. Okay. Erica tried to empower herself with it and wear necklaces because she was going to be some kind of gay icon and she was that bitch and she was this, that, or the other thing. And it's like, even your husband can't buy you that full career, with his own money. He had to allegedly use the victim's money. So, I mean, but we do. You will rarely hear a lot of I don't know. I know that in the white housewife franchises, that word getting used, the ladies would get so upset. Sutton did look defeated. I thought she did.
Do you? Oh, I see. I didn't think she did.
She was just kind of staring over at Andy every time or at Garcelle. They were kind of making eye contact. Like this is when the ladies were like, oh, evil's worse. And they're like, and of course they say it's worse because Garcelle said it. And Garcelle just said it in an after show, which is like, well, I think that was pretty evil the way they treated her. And Diana made that into this whole big thing.
But we don't have to listen to Diana. We don't even know why she was given a platform when she couldn't. She was sick enough. She couldn't even show to the reunion show. No, Andy, shame on you. You shouldn't have even had her on.
I mean, look at this was Sutton's face throughout most of it. Otherwise, she was looking over at Andy, and again, this is Kyle with her friend just grabbing at her. And then she goes, oh, she had that bruise there before.
There's got to be a shakeup in this, but I don't think we're going to see it.
No, look out. I mean, Kyle was so ridiculous this season.
Yeah.
With the way she was treating. Yeah. Newsflash. If you're drunk, you can manhandle anybody and it's okay. Apparently.
I know. I mean, you can write off a whole bunch of stuff when you're drunk. No, you can't.
Exactly, Galaxy, baby. They said the words evil, but you can't say the C word.
Right.
So if there's a word you literally can't say without offending people, I'd say that's the worst word.
And who are they to say it was evil? That was the word. That was worse.
They're again,
what?
They will say whatever it takes so that they're right. They don't critically think. They're not being honest. It's very hypocritical. So it's great. Yeah. Sutton tried to have Garcelle's back on Watch Happens Live. You're saying, okay, yep. Diana has very dark energy. And you guys warned us about that.
Well, and K10 is saying Diana has real money, so Andy's letting her slide and do what she wants. That's the disgusting part. They're all supposed to have a whole lot of money in order to be on the show.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was first of all, Diana saying, I'm going to I have the privilege, I have the means to hire someone to look into this. Do you think we're going to trust you when you're being accused of being behind the bots? We're not going to trust you. That's like letting Jeffrey Epstein, do his own, hire the detectives on the case. I mean, Ghislaine or whatever the hell her name is. You don't let the possible culprit do the investigating. You can do that for your defense when we find out it was maybe you. We don't know though, because Garcelle, she was saying that,
but she said that
we would know soon because she has her own investigation. But I think we were supposed to find out recently, but I don't know where that's currently at. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I have seen enough of Diana. I don't think any of us really need to see her anymore.
Yeah.
Quit giving her any kind of platform at all.
Well, I don't think she'll be back because I don't think so. I mean, we haven't got any confirmation on who's going to be back.
Yeah.
Villains versus heroes on steroids with this cast. The call's coming from inside the house. Yeah. Diana says she has money to do it. Girl, go lick your lips. Yeah, go lick your lips.
I know what that means. The call is coming from inside the house. That's those scary movies all the time. I got it. I got that.
Exactly.
I got that reference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is an entire into Elton John's orbit for Andy. Diana is entirely okay. Translation, I have enough to hide the trail so that Garcelle won't find out who hired the bots. Exactly.
But
High
you know,
vibes.
I think Garcelle
Exactly.
is very intuitive. I think she's a very smart woman, and I really think that she's onto something here, and she just kind of can feel it in her heart that Diana's part of this.
Of course. I mean, it's so obvious. And the fact that they even had this conversation in the first part that they think Garcelle should stop her son, who's getting racially attacked and also threatened physically based on his race, and he's
Yes.
a child. That he should worry about taking Diana's name out of the threats. No, Diana, you should worry more about
Yes.
these people who are doing this in the name of you, not what she posts. You should look at what energy you're putting out, that you have fans or bots or whatever these are that would go after a child using racism to go after a child in defense of you. You should be looking at that. So I need this chick to show up right now. I need Kathy to get out of her robe.
Yeah, come on, Kathy.
Clock in.
Grab your tequila. Come on in. And what exactly, like when I hear bots, I think robots. I think, what does it actually mean? What are we talking when we say bots?
They hire, bots like
detectives,
stock accounts. No, to just go on and harass people that aren't supporting of them. So you can pay these companies that have, it's the same way you can buy followers, you can buy subscribers, you can buy all this stuff.
Is that when they say, are you a robot?
To try to get them to see if they're not a robot?
Yeah. Is it like when you're on things? I mean, all of a sudden I'm hearing this new word bots and I'm thinking, what does that stand for?
Yeah, you can basically pay to go troll, and harass. And a lot of celebrities apparently do this. Now, did you catch Rinna rehearsing when they went to break her lines, like if Kathy Hilton came out? Did you see that?
I did not.
That is before they went to break. So that they cut and took a break. But before they went to commercial, Rinna was pacing back and forth saying, I'm just going to go and tell it how it is and tell it. It's like she's convincing herself or practicing her lines for when Kathy comes out and reads her the riot act and also starts putting some truth bombs down on Rinna. That is when she was going back and forth, like just practicing what she was going to say. Almost it was either that, practicing lines, or convincing herself, talking herself into believing it.
Oh, I think, practicing the lines. I think she was a little nervous. Even Rinna. I think Rinna was nervous.
Well, yeah, when you lie, it's like what Judge Judy said, when you tell the truth, you don't have to have a good memory. But when you lie, you better have a damn good memory.
And then when you look at this whole picture and you can see Erica behind, you don't realize just how short that dress was.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we're talking 19.
Yeah. I go now.
I go now.
Nana's going to grab a little water. She'll be right back. I'm making sure Nana stays hydrated.
Thanks.
Because if she doesn't, then she goes, I'm going to pass out. And then she passes out.
I'm going to pass out.
She tends to faint.
Minute.
So grab yourself a water, Nana.
I know.
And you come right. Yeah, she gave herself a live pep talk and Andy watching her.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It is weird. Her body language does say it all. It's very like a politician, like a skeevy politician. It's so Nana, basically the bot is like a fake profile run by random people to hate spam and harass. Great definition, Haru. Thank you for providing that. Okay. Yes. So it's crazy. This part 2 was crazy. I mean, we didn't get Kathy, but we got so much of these women and just acting horrendously, especially Rinna and Erica, and Andy really not holding certain housewives' feet to the fire like he should have, and Garcelle sitting there and having to, know that she's a part of a cast that none of these women are have her back and have her back solely because as much as they say, well, I don't think anyone in this cast is racist. And I think they asked, like, do you think anyone in this cast is racist? Well, I don't know about Diana, but I do think that they're very, I think Garcelle and everyone agreed that no, not racist, but I will say willfully ignorant, participates in microaggressions, is not an ally, and doesn't want to be an ally, and doesn't recognize their privilege in this world at all, enough to help at all, to do anything other than continue to hurt someone. So I'd love to hear what you guys think in the chat. Do you think this cast is racist? How do you define their behavior? These housewives, these white housewives who clearly choose to treat Garcelle very differently, to treat her children very differently. How else do we define that? I mean, they have this unconscious or conscious, as some people are saying, bias, and choose not to come to terms with that or look at that.
I'm looking
At
so
all?
forward to number 3 reunion. I want Kathy
Me
to come out
too.
swinging.
And this is a silly question to ask for Andy, because why? First of all, Garcelle knows. Here's my take, and feel free to correct me, you guys.
Okay.
If Garcelle does say the women are racist, people now are more offended by being called racist than actually being racist or seeing racism. They're more fearful, and they think that ruins people's lives. Well, so does racism. So does racism.
Yeah.
But people are more. So I kind of feel as though putting Garcelle, especially, or Crystal, in that position. I mean, look how they treated Crystal. Granted, her story was a little hard to follow, but I do think.
Oh, I think it was extremely hard to follow. I wouldn't hang my hat on Crystal.
Well, no, but I do think Crystal, she picked, I'm going to say it again. And I know that people love Sutton, and I like her too, but Sutton did admit to being one of those white women that doesn't see color. And that's problematic. So I think Crystal worded it incorrectly, but to explain it, because these women are like, oh, you could ruin her life. And it's like, but she picked up on some weird energy.
Yeah. Okay.
That, and some problematic speech that people that you really, Crystal comes from more of a generation that talks about allyship, that talks about not just being anti racist, rather than just not wanting to be racist. You need to be anti-racist, and educating yourself onto that. And so I think that Crystal, speaks from that, and it's these ladies, obviously they don't see anything wrong. They're like, what? They just haven't progressed. I don't remember what my original point was, but let's see what people are saying.
I guess I want to say, speaking from the boomer generation, I think Crystal finds fault with everything and is triggered by everything. I don't think she can ever sit down and just relax and listen to what other people are telling her without feeling stressed or taken upon or triggered. I'm sorry, Crystal, I'm not a fan.
Kyle knows, Miss T says, Kyle knows what's about to happen. She is scared to see her own. I mean, she's terrified to see Kathy. Gia's 1959 says Garcelle brought Cherie on to have some support. Cherie was a complete disappointment and had Garcelle's back exactly one time. Shauna says, right, Garcelle was not going to say, okay, so that was the thing. That was my point. Thank you for reminding me. If Garcelle, as a Black woman, says these women are racist, America will be, oh my God, you remember Garcelle? She makes it all about race. Oh, I still hear YouTubers that say they're throwing out the race card as if that's a card. They literally think people of color just go, I can't wait to throw my race card around. People still have that very dangerous propaganda and lingo that they throw out there and say, the race cards. Like, believe me, nobody wants to throw a race card out, but that's their way of explaining away any kind of racism or bias. Sharon says, I don't think this version of Housewives will exist in the next 5 years. They're going to change into young influencers like Big Brother. Probably. Crystal was talking about, yes, her own feelings. They won't let her. Exactly.
Is
Kyle
that Miss T
fights,
saying that?
Yeah, fights so hard against Crystal's feelings. Because again, Kyle sees Crystal as weak. Kyle only comes for weak housewives. She couldn't come for LVP without a team. She can't come at Erica only behind her back. Otherwise, she's scared. She can put down Dorit because she feels stronger than Dorit.
Yes.
She definitely feels stronger than Crystal. She's not going to come for Garcelle in that way without a team behind her. She can come for Sutton. She feels like Sutton's weak. She's not going to come for Rinna. I mean, she was terrified to even stick up for her own sister in front of Rinna. She's scared of Kathy because she knows Kathy's the boss as well. So she only comes for people she feels more powerful than. That's what her behavior shows us. Interesting, because I think Erica's dad was from Ecuador or Honduras. Yeah. I mean, that And that doesn't even, I mean, really, it's kind of similar to when people say, when people are like, well, I can't have bias, or I can't be prejudiced, or I can't, do this because I'm married to a person of color. And that's not necessarily true, because you can definitely still, Erica could still have, a dad that may have, come from a different country or something like that, and still have her own biases. Okay, so Sarah's saying she would describe the Housewives as white privilege with a side of willful ignorance. I agree. They don't know what to do with Garcelle. Yes, Sumaya. Everything
like
about her is an oxymoron of what they've been told or shown of Black women. Oh my gosh, exactly. It's smart, non-reactive, classy, gorgeous, and self-made. Because every negative stereotype of Black women, which Black women, for the most part, in the United States of America, and what we see in our own reality TV and stuff, are the least protected group of people. I mean, that's just, it's sadly how it is. And there's so many negative stereotypes and tropes that have been put on Black women through the years, even with our own politicians, with the welfare moms and things like that, that they have done in order to somehow villainize Black women. And they've done that again, with the different microaggressions and things, and, any Black woman with an opinion, or who would be like I myself, I get opinionated and stuff, and I get excited about something. No one's calling me angry. No one's calling me explosive. No one, that's not, they're only the same as white women. Now there is with women, I mean, a lot of us, if we have opinions, they'll call us a bitch, but it's very different than the kind of pressure that Black women have on them in that regard. Shauna says a 1 hour edited show just isn't the platform to explain why someone is or isn't racist. Yes. Not a fan of Crystal either, Nana. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Callie says Garcelle wore the right color. She came to a funeral. Yeah. You got a very.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great color on her. And I love this rhinestones. Is that what it would be? Her.
Yeah.
Kind of like diamonds. I just love that. Anything with bling on our Housewives, we like.
K10 says it's difficult for people to understand that people want to discuss their feelings in this new age. It's just as valid as people who don't want to. Exactly.
And I'm sorry. Maybe I am from that. I am from that boomer age where let's just not talk about it. You know what?
And that got us to this age where eventually we'll come to a very, a healthy way of dealing, a healthy medium, I think. You know what I mean? Because you went from, not talking about mental health, where I think people talk about it a lot now. So some people are jarred by it, where they're like, oh my God, everything can't be this. And it's, again, we're not giving credence to people's feelings. And
but if you had to sit and listen to what triggers and what feelings that Crystal had for a whole hour show, they would not be on TV.
But here's the thing.
I'm sorry, that's all she brings to the show.
It wouldn't be an hour if they would just let her get it out and they wouldn't interrupt her and fight her on her own feelings. She could get it out and move on. That's how feelings work. If you allow and validate someone's feelings in existence, they don't have to harp on it. Because unless they're like unhealthy or like narcissists, they're able to then, they feel heard and they move on, right? But no one's listening to this chick. They tell her, you can't feel this way, you can't feel that way, you can't do this. That's what they tell her. Nana's like,
I'm not feeling that love for Crystal. I think she has come forward. She has said her piece. There was a couple times they let her say the whole thing, the whole sentence.
Kyle always jumps in and fights it. Kyle is aggressive. Kyle is angry. Kyle has issues, and they are jealous that Garcelle is filming with LVP. Miss T says, I was waiting for the ladies to say I have a Black friend. I can't exactly.
Oh yeah, the worst.
Sarah is saying that unfortunately is what people of color have been through their entire lives. Usually people always come with microaggressions and racism, so you always have to be aware. Crystal gets death threats daily online. She has. Crystal was flipping the script on her feelings versus an actual comment, which is really shady. And I think maybe that's what you're seeing is that.
Say that again. Say that again.
Crystal
I want to
was
understand
flipping
that.
the script on feelings versus an actual comment, which is shady. So she almost made it seem as though there were these comments that were so bad,
right.
rather than you got the feeling. But I understand that Crystal at first was suspect of Sutton, because so was I. Because I was like, anybody that pulls that I don't see color shit, I side-eye the shit out of them. Kyle was aggressive with Kim because she sees Kim as weak. Exactly. Remember the way Kim cowered when Kyle charged at her in the limo? Kyle has put hands on Kim. I mean, it's crazy. The ladies are trying to make Garcelle an angry black woman trope. Yep. She isn't falling for it. And unfortunately, Garcelle can't fully express herself like these ladies can. Can you imagine Garcelle acting like Erica? There would be all the microaggressions and racism thrown at her by the audience and the other housewives. But I mean, I can't.
Yeah, well, why would she want to? Why would she want to? She wouldn't stoop that low.
You know, people love to villainize strong women. Dee Marie agreed. Do you think Kyle sees Crystal as weak because of her color or age? I think both. There could be the Asian women weak stereotype there. I think both. I think she definitely puts her down as like millennial. Kyle, you're looking antiquated. You're looking you're looking like an antique. And that's not based on looks. I'm talking based on your progress as a human being and the way you speak on stuff. So yeah, that's going to threaten Kyle. Crystal's kind of more woke, as Kyle would probably say, too woke or something. But I think both of those things, Samaya, could be true. There's plenty of, sadly, colorism and racism in Latin America, like in all parts of the world. Haru saying.
Hi, Haru. I always like
exactly
saying Haru.
What we go through and have gone through my entire life. Care by saying it's not Garcelle's. Exactly. And it's not Garcelle's job. So even when that question was asked, I'm like, that's putting Garcelle in such a shitty position. And again, it's not up to Garcelle. These women have every opportunity to educate themselves, but you can tell they do not surround themselves. I know Kyle has I don't think they have a very diverse group of friends. I really don't. Someone was like, well, isn't Kyle friends with that guy that one of the hosts on E? You know, and
who's that?
And he's a black man. I forget his name.
I don't know who it was. I didn't.
Yeah, but I'm like, just because again she has a black friend doesn't mean she's ever going to get it or try to be an ally for her friends. Yeah, Crystal has a message. I think so too, but has not delivered it well over 2 seasons. I asked because the good minority image Asians have, they don't fight back like others. Yeah, and even Crystal in her own storyline says, you know, with her eating disorder and opening up about that kind of stuff, that's culturally not necessarily what has been the norm for her. So that's exactly what Garcelle is thinking. Stay calm, or they'll say you're the angry. Exactly, and that could be so detrimental to Garcelle in her career, because Garcelle is a host. Now she's an actress and she's a host. You know, she hosts The Real. She's probably got other things coming up as well, and done other things I don't even know.
Dee Marie, what are you saying about Allison Dubrow? Was Allison
Dubois, remember?
This one?
Yeah. He will never, ever emotionally fulfill you. Ever. Know that. Know that.
We talked about her. Talked about her, didn't we, just the other day, Allison?
We did, because I was like, I would love to see her back.
I would too.
I adored what she did. Hopefully, I mean, she does live in Scottsdale, so she could be on that Scottsdale Housewives, and hopefully she's
oh
cool.
My God, I just think that was the best dinner they ever had. When was it at Camille's house? Yeah, Camille Grammer.
Oh, that was awesome.
It was the best.
Crystal's 40 years old, not a baby. Yeah, exactly. I mean, she's a grown woman, but Kyle treats her like, because again, she's the age of, she's younger than Paris, Kyle's niece. So, and Kyle looks to them as more siblings, she said, because they're kind of closer in age to her, but still younger. So she probably looks at Crystal the same way. Sarah says they are white-splaining Crystal's feelings about racism to her. She was never taught growing up how to stand up to it. She's still learning to navigate her feelings and call it out. So she trips up. And I think, imagine having all of these freaking Gen X boomer closed-minded mean girls coming at you with every misstep you take, and you're new to the group, and she does have those 14 friends. And I kind of want to get to the bottom of what happened with these 14 friends. And one of them, allegedly, someone said might have been Teddy Mellencamp's, or in Teddy Mellencamp's group. So, I mean, that probably throws her off.
Now, who said she had 14 friends? Was that Crystal?
Remember, she had 14 friends stop talking to her.
That was Crystal.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this could be like a LA woman thing where they have a group of friends that are like friends. You know, it's like people in the business.
Oh,
or people
that's
you
what you
work with
mean.
your
Oh, I
husband works.
see.
You never know. I mean, you know,
Okay.
the Hilton
Hi,
Richards
Haru.
sisters are famously great friends with the Jackson family. Yes. Yes, Justin from E. Thank you. Justin Sylvester. And he has
I don't know who that is.
That's one of the main reasons me and Kyle are so close. Oh, he was Portia's nanny? No, for real?
Wow.
You went from nanny to E. You gotta see the stuff you gotta do in LA. I'm just not willing to. Oh my god.
And Portia, they showed a little of the kids one time and recently, and
Talk about the wedding, and then they showed
maybe that was
Portia's
it.
bat mitzvah.
Oh, I just thought she was darling. She was always such a darling little girl, but to see her all grown up, it's like scary how fast time goes.
Allison has a YouTube page. Shauna, drop the link. I mean, I could Google it too, so you don't have to. But if you got it handy, drop it because I want to just subscribe.
We laughed so hard. I just loved her and her e-cigarette. It was the best.
They need to bring that witch lady back, Carlton, like you guys are saying in the chat.
Oh, I
scared the shit out of Kyle, though. You need someone who's going to scare Kyle and call her out.
Oh,
In
ouch,
Teddy's
ouch, ouch. What are you laughing at?
in Teddy's Mellencamp. Get it? The friends work. Is it work? Garcelle signed a first look deal with NBC through a production company. Good for her, Garcelle. You heard Kathy was in the group. Lingo changes and can be confusing, like the old In Vogue song says, "Free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind. Don't be so shallow." Good call, Lucy girl. Is what I grew up with. Hopefully, people can hear people's hearts and true racists will be exposed.
Yeah, there you go.
Remember that she In Vogue said, "So I'm a sister, buy things in cash." That really doesn't mean that all my credit's bad. Oh, like they were speaking facts and truths when I don't even think people really understand how that song was all about the dangerous stereotypes that are put onto Black women.
Did In Vogue go on?
They did quite a few albums. Yeah, I think they're touring again.
Oh, really?
Together. Yeah. And who has 14 close friends? Exactly. People who you can't have 14.
Oh, I do.
A group of 14. You barely like your 5 you have. So
don't you just love her? Linda, slap her upside the head for me, would you? Stop it.
Oh
no, I mean, nobody has 14. Maybe people do, but I'm not one of them.
His was the lady sitter. Kim, yeah, and Kim used to work for Parrish. She organized people's closets. We did hear Denise might be coming back. Denise and Camille both tweeted about how they were not invited to BravoCon, and they wanted to know why certain housewives that aren't in the franchise were, like a Caroline Manzo, who doesn't even have a show on right now, not even an Ultimate Girls Trip that I know of, and why they weren't. I would say maybe because Caroline did have Manzo'd with children. She hasn't been on a Housewives franchise in a while, but she did then get her own spinoff. But Denise and Camille were like, "Hello."
I didn't think Denise was going to come back, come hell or high water.
Thank you for dropping Allison.
And I like Denise. I just didn't like her husband to come back.
Oh, Nana, here, you tell me this because you are a mother. You've also
I'm a mother.
You're a mother. You're smart.
You're a mother.
And you've also unfortunately had the loss of your mother, which is, a huge loss.
Yes.
All of us fear, I think, depending on your relationship with your mom. But them talking about Robin C says, what are your thoughts about Lisa Rinna using her mom's passing to cover poor behavior? I'm torn. I get it, but I'd never use that as an excuse to be an a-hole.
No, I mean, and it shouldn't be, devastating, yes. But the idea, I mean, Rinna, you were like this before your mom passed.
Yeah.
Just because your mom passed doesn't give you the right to treat people so horribly and to continue to treat people so horribly, I should say. So, Rinna, you're not the only person that has lost a loved one and a loved parent.
Exactly. And you don't have to be. I think if this was out of character for her, she would get a pass. But like Nana said, it's not out of character.
No.
This is how she's been for a while. Rinna is a part of what has become of Beverly Hills. It's that hive mentality. It's that group together and take down who you don't want on the show anymore. And that's kind of what they've done, unfortunately. And it's worked. But this time, I don't think it's working because the audience is speaking and saying, no, we actually, the only 2 people that got standing ovations and applause breaks at BravoCon for Beverly Hills and for most of the Housewives were Garcelle and Kathy Hilton.
That says a lot.
And that's the audience talking and saying, we see what you're trying to do, ladies.
That says a lot.
Rinna and them.
And when you're showing the picture of the book, Garcelle's book, in the trash like that, did Garcelle, and maybe it's just something I didn't hear about, did Garcelle go around and do a book tour? I don't know where she would find time to do this, but did she do anything like that?
Oh yeah, she did all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
So as you see, this is the picture from Rinna's trash can that people thought was Erica's because Erica posted it. And let's just take a look. So she's got her Red Bull, water bottles, everything, newspaper. I mean, there is no recycling happening here. There's no.
It looks like a setup because why would the whole phone be in there? It looks like a setup. I'm sorry.
Well, wouldn't you have gotten rid of that phone like 10 years ago?
No, I think I have one in like that in the closet.
You
the
kept
kids
it?
play. Well, kids
Oh,
play
yeah.
with.
Well, she don't have any kids that are going to
Oh,
play
that's
with
true.
it,
The
man.
kids play with it, right? And they go, "What is this?" I thought it was so funny when Lucy saw this old desk phone I had, and it's quite heavy, those desk phones. And I said, "We'll play with this one." And she goes, "Nana, this really was a phone." I go, "Yeah, it is a phone." And she says, "How did you carry it around? It's so heavy."
They think it's like
they don't
a
know. They
cell
don't know.
phone. Yeah.
Everything to them is
You had to sit at one spot. Lisa wanted understanding to have an outburst, but nobody else can get the same pass. Exactly. Lisa said, "Give me time." You've been here since season 5. How much more time? We are on what, season 12? How much more time do you get? You're 60. Is she 60? She's like 60.
I think she's going to be 60. I think she's 59. I don't think she's turned 60 yet.
More time do we have to give you to be a better person? Okay. I mean, that's crazy.
I don't know. It is sad. I mean, wouldn't you just love to come up with your own picks for this new, would be the new Beverly Hills? Yeah.
Would you even know who to pick?
Well, I mean, I would clean house.
But would you even know who to recruit for the show?
For Beverly Hills?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. I would start to watch Orange County more.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I would like to know like who's up for grabs, like who could you possibly get like a draft or something. So I lost my mom 6 years ago, Samaya saying today. And sadly, I was cussing people out left and right for the first 2 years. Yeah. And I think that is something that a lot of people can relate to. But
6 years ago today, see that those are hard. Those anniversaries are hard. I understand that.
Yep, we never forget you tried to shank her, and then you enrolled in therapy. Good for you, Samaya. Good for you. Both my parents passed. Jennifer saying, "I didn't go yelling at everyone. If Rinna comes back, I just can't watch anymore."
How old is that phone? Dee Marie wants to know. I want to say
1976.
We had those. Oh gosh,
just
no.
Kidding.
That's
a 90s phone.
It's a 90s phone. Yeah. It's like a 1993, 94. Yeah, right in there.
I'd say maybe 97. I'd give it a little more new. Giaz, they were so upset when Brandy called Kyle the C word. Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
And then remember how they clutched their pearls when they first saw Erica's show because she showed her body, but then we find out that, or she did like sexy dances or sexy lyrics. Yeah. And we find out Rinna wrote a book about blowjobs. I mean, these women don't, the inauthenticity of them, the fact that they are so disingenuous. I mean, they're so disingenuous. They're pretending to be offended by things. Like, just be who you are. You should be an entertaining person. Yeah. That's why you're recruited on a reality show. You shouldn't have to make shit up. I mean,
one wouldn't think. One wouldn't think.
See how they stack stuff to stage the photo. The phone is cleaned regularly. It's the Hamlin's landline. Yeah, how they realize is I think some people saw that it was the one that was in Rinna's bedroom or something.
Oh, okay.
I think Rinna will always, it's just entertainment. It's just entertainment. Exactly. That's what she'll say. She's just doing her job. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's so sad. How many people do we have in? 175. I hope we're seeing 175 likes. I think it's time just to take a breather, grab your coffee, take your right and or left hand, doesn't matter, and smash that like.
Smash
and
that
subscribe.
Like.
I really would appreciate
like you're
that.
Smashing,
that'd be nice.
Like you're tearing these earrings out of Eric.
Oh my gosh. And look at how, see, she's fuzzy. She needs
I got fuzzy too.
Well, not like
I
that.
Do. Oh, I can pull at my fuzz on my face. I can.
Really? Yeah. I don't see it. It doesn't show, but it's certainly in this light.
The lighting, yeah. If you go outside, like I've thought about shaving my face like Caroline.
Oh, you don't want
to
do that.
Why?
No, don't shave.
You said it's a good exfoliate. You won't necessarily get stubble.
Oh, yes, you will.
Well, I haven't done it yet, but I'm definitely
I would not do that, and I don't
it.
see it, but I certainly see it on her.
What did you think of? Okay, this picture says it all too. Crystal wanting to escape this couch. Why'd they put Crystal on this couch?
Why did they put Crystal on that side?
Yeah. Probably because Kathy was eventually going to come, but they could have just moved her over there when Kathy came.
Yeah.
What did you think about the PK story? Let's see if Nana fell asleep for
All
this
right.
part. Erica's story about PK.
Oh, the idea that before she knew Dorit,
Before he knew Dorit and she knew Dorit. Yep.
that they were at some place, maybe an airport or something, and he came up to her and said something nasty, like "get together" or "let's do the nasty."
You ladies do porn?
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Nana was
See,
like,
do the nasty. I was pretty close. I was coming in and out of it by then.
right? Yeah.
So I think we should wrap up this second one so we can get into Salt Lake City.
Yes.
Even though Nana is here and she's having a nice, wonderful time here, she gets tired.
Yes, apparently.
And Joleen gave me some, what are they called?
What?
Oh, melatonins, the gummy kind.
Rinna screwed herself. She ruined her public image. She can't do anything outside of Housewives. Mr. Neighborhood's Watch is saying Garcelle is doing it right. She's becoming more A-list by the. I mean,
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Watch. Didn't I say that?
Oh, you said Mr. Neighborhood.
Oh, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood Watch. I mean, that's pretty accurate. I still think she'll be able to do shit, but it won't be on that A-list level that Garcelle is definitely becoming a part of them.
Do you think Rinna's an A-lister?
She's never been an A-lister.
Oh, I was going to say,
but
what is?
You can always go up in your career if you make the right choices and stuff like that. I think.
Well, yeah.
So
depending on what list you're looking at, we're going to look at Renee saying the plot twist is. I feel like this story has more details. No, that isn't it. It's something about edibles. I saw who's saying it.
No, it's melatonin and ashwagandha.
Yes.
She thinks it's edibles. It's not.
No, it's not.
She keeps talking about it. I'm like, it's just melatonin with ashwagandha or whatever that thing is.
But God bless you. But I just didn't know what it was, and it worked. It was more of a, instead of a.
This is a good point.
This is a chewable
it
or not
the same, you guys. She
likes
it because it's a gummy and she thinks it's a gummy.
I thought it was.
Gia says, I think Kyle is probably friends with some of the 14 friends. Yeah, because she's fighting for something. No, it's true. She's fighting for something. That's not even a joke.
Please.
She is fighting for something. Like, she says she knows some of the women. And I think one of them is Teddy Mellencamp.
Oh, please. Oh, please. Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah. Garcelle's been that girl. Exactly.
Shaving your face is now called dermaplaning. Well, they always told us to not do that. But we certainly, back in the 70s and 80s, we didn't have all this. If you had got a wild hair now, you just pluck it.
You have a little one right there.
I always do. I always
do. One, very light.
Yep.
I have a whole bunch of
I do that all the time.
Peach fuzz. You can grab it. See? You see it? Yeah, go like this.
So barely.
See?
No,
you grabbed it. I felt it. Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, as we prune ourselves,
it's just self-awareness. Yeah. I heard that both Erica and Rinna's publicists left them. But it wasn't that they fired them. I think that they lost both their publicists because.
Well, they'd be a hard.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They would be hard to just show.
Who's a liability? Yeah. Rinna's conveniently off camera. Oh, and Nana, you love Lisa Vanderpump. So what did you think about Erica saying, oh, you mean Vanderpump, whose breath smells of cigarette, Chardonnay, and garlic?
I thought,
it's rosé. She drinks rosé. Your breath is going to smell. We know LVP is a secret smoker at times. Garlic, what is she eating? Was she a vampire? Or you can't eat it if you're a vampire?
No, I just think maybe the garlic, because she owns so many restaurants and they put a lot of garlic in the Italian foods and things. And maybe that's what they're talking about. Or she was talking about, who cares? Mm-hmm. Who cares what Erica thinks? I mean, really, who cares? She's
but
just
what a
mad.
Shitty thing.
Well, it's a horrible thing to say. Horrible thing to say.
If they said that about them, oh my gosh. All right. So we look forward to part 3 when Kathy Hilton joins and starts dragging Rinna for being a bully. And Kyle's like, oh my God. It's like, Kyle, calm down. I mean, my God, if you ever had that much of a reaction to how your sisters are being treated, you might not be in the situation that you're in. It's just so, oh my gosh, it's just so old. Yeah, LVP said, or Garcelle said she filmed with LVP, and you could tell the women were like, oh,
Oh yeah, jealousy.
Oh.
Oh, so
Why would
jealous.
Garcelle have a bad relationship with LVP? She
No.
wasn't there throwing LVP under the bus and trying to
No.
get her off the show.
She's sitting back. LVP is sitting back, looking at the likes of Erica, looking at the likes of Rinna, going, you know what? And Kyle going, took a while, but it's coming around.
It
It's coming
always
around.
comes
It's coming
around,
around.
and all, it will get exposed. So for that, we do know. Okay, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which this was a very good episode, right, Nana?
I thought it was very good.
We
I thought it was very good. I got sad right there. That picture. I got very sad that they've always been so close. And we're talking about Heather and we're talking about Whitney. The idea that they were so close. And I didn't think anything could ever tear them apart. It's one of those because they are technically, they're related, right?
they're cousins, Mormon cousins.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so and Whitney looks so different to me. She's had something done within the eyes.
Okay.
You can see that. Very defined eyebrows. She's got those good eyebrows like Lucy had, and she still does when she was little. And I just don't want these two to be fighting. I don't want them to be knocking heads. They made
She wants them to be knocking boots.
There you go. I just wanted
they're
them to
cousins,
be.
Nana.
No, I wanted them to be on the same page always. It's just one of those people that I just didn't think would be fighting, and they're fighting like crazy on this one. Heather, I don't know what you're doing, honey, but I think you're partying a little bit too much because you're looking a little tired.
Oh, Nana, you're coming for Heather?
No, I loved
And
Heather.
her look?
I'm
God,
just saying I
Nana.
love Heather, but I think she's partying a little bit too much. And yeah, it's just not like her to be screaming and things and
I will
being
say
so
this.
aggressive.
It is interesting that Heather does so much to save her relationship with Jen Shaw, but when it comes to Whitney, it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always surprised at how much Heather will do to stay in her relationship with Jen Shaw, but then the stuff with Whitney, I really felt like Heather dropped the ball on this one because Whitney obviously is messy. She stirred the pot. She brought things up about Lisa when they were supposed to celebrate Jen Shaw, which who cares? I'm not there for that. But
I'm not either.
And Whitney's like, we heard these rumors about Lisa. We gotta let them out. Meredith, I'm gonna tell. Heather, you knew about it. Heather's like, I didn't freaking know about it. They got into a big fight about that. But if Heather is Whitney's closest confidant in this group, you do know that Whitney's going through something pretty serious and reacting on emotion and has been trying to deal with this for a while. Because as much as the show shows us, oh, she just found out, and probably she found out a little before taping or something like that. Like it's very new to her. So her reactions might, I just wish Heather would have shown her a little more empathy.
Oh, I do too, but they are baiting us throughout the last two episodes, baiting us. What exactly happened to you, Whitney? Who did you wrong? You know, who in the family, or maybe it wasn't a family member.
No, it's family, they said.
Okay, all right.
I think they said family. I was assuming it was the dad. That's where my assumptions went because she went to talk to her half brother and half sister who live in Queen Creek, Arizona. Shout out to Queen Creek. I don't know much about Queen Creek, but it's far out there.
It looks pretty.
The house they went to was, Nana goes, that's a better house than the one they're staying at.
It is. I was beautiful, beautiful home.
So they went to talk to them about this abuse that sounds like they had similar. So Nana, what did you take? Nana was so confused during that scene.
Well, you mean right here? This scene right here with the girl?
No, talk about what we're talking about.
Oh, okay. I thought she just,
No.
Okay. She's bringing other things. I'm not usually on the side.
Yeah, I have to multitask, so I have my screenshots to share.
I couldn't multitask to save my soul. What were we talking about? Heather and Whitney.
What did you think about Whitney and the scenes with her siblings? Because you thought her sister looked a little interesting.
Well,
without saying something that is.
No, I don't want to say anything mean.
Slanderous.
She was very pretty, and her stepbrother was
her actions
very
were
good,
a little
looking.
interesting. Her sister, the mount, she was. I mean, she could be
I think
eccentric or
she had that same kind of licking of the lips, but really the whole mouth. And one had to wonder, maybe she just needed water, or maybe she just, I'm not sure what she was doing, or maybe taking something that caused her to
Too much
feel
caffeine.
that could be. Sure, it happens.
You
And
know?
it just, I hate to see Whitney. So, she's going through this terrible thing, but they're baiting us. They're not really telling us what it is.
But it's
The
Heather
idea
has been
that
so sympathetic to
everyone.
everyone, but
How
when
about
it comes
everyone
to
except
Whitney,
was she for Mary? Was she for Mary? I don't remember. But usually she's on
Jen
everybody's
Shaw
side.
alone, Jen Shaw has treated her like shit.
I know.
And she's been such a good friend to Jen Shaw, and I'm just like,
Makes no sense whatsoever.
No.
Makes no sense. The idea that they kept saying, she kept saying, and I'm saying Whitney, not Whitney, but Heather, we're supposed to be together today. We're supposed to be this whole weekend is for Jen Shaw. She could be put away for 50 years, she kept saying.
50
years. 50
years.
Well, you know what?
She's going to plead
And
anyway. She's going to take a plea. But
she's going to take a plea here. And, they're still going to her defense. At this point in time, if I was their friend, her friend, Jen Shaw's, I wouldn't be her friend. I'd have a hard time with it.
Nana would throw her out and be like,
I know I would. I mean, I'm
guilty.
sorry. And you have to wait till okay, but when she's saying, they're talking all about Stuart, and Stuart was the one that was her protege, would you call him?
Yeah, her assistant, her right-hand man.
Yeah, and he would do anything and lay down his life for her and blah, blah, blah. And then it sounds as though Stuart threw her under the bus too. But when push comes to shove and they're telling you jail time, aren't you going to kind of say, okay, it's time to tell the truth? It's time to tell the truth, because otherwise.
Well, Jen Shaw has told them that she is telling the truth. She's going to fight her case. She's not taking a plea. She ends up taking a plea. Spoiler alert. We all know that now. But at the time, they didn't know that. Valerie's saying, I'm wondering if Heather doesn't like her making her family, her storyline, and kind of throw them under the bus. Yes, Heather could have showed more empathy. I thought it was her dad who we have seen. But if that's the case, Heather's made her family the storyline and leaving Mormonism and talking about, her dad passing and her mom not having a relationship with her and her brothers and stuff. That's been a big part of her. Heather still has that little girl inside who wants to be like she does. That's exactly right, Sarah Smell. I see that with Heather a lot, and I really do like Heather.
By the popular girls,
Heather
got it.
And Whitney. So I'm with Nana. I liked seeing them when they were observing the other ladies go at each other. I don't like seeing these two because they are family, and they're the two that are really fun in this cast. And so it's almost like, you're right. Heather wants to be liked by the popular girls, and also she's kind of, let's not talk about anything serious, but she does talk about her own, her own Mormon, getting out of the Mormon religion and her own family. But I do think Whitney is much more vulnerable when it comes to this stuff, and shows herself more.
Just sobbing, and the makeup and everything. And I didn't understand. I guess I didn't understand that whole concept of what was they calling themselves hoes and running around
like a slut party. Well, because it's all a play on freaking Meredith and Lisa Barlow's hot mic, calling her a slut. She effed half of New York.
So that's why they were kind of
that they're owning it.
A laugh of it.
I love it.
Got it. All right.
I honestly, I never thought I'd say this. I am so happy that the way Meredith is handling this, what happened with Lisa Barlow, in owning it, making jokes of it, not being holier than thou and thinking.
You brought that up to me because I wasn't even catching that.
Yeah.
She's wearing the New York, I love New York hats because
she made the FBI hats.
Yes, FBI hats. Yes. So a lot of it was, you brought that up because I wasn't catching it. I was not understanding that. I'm going, why is she saying I love New York hats? Because she did everybody in New York, per Lisa, allegedly saying this. When we look at, and I just want to get back to Whitney just for a minute, Whitney and Heather. When we look at that and we look at Heather, I think everybody has their own stylists on these shows. I'm assuming they do. But this was one of the worst outfits I've ever seen.
Everyone looked so cute at the dinner that they went to at like Toby Keith's place. I don't know. What was that place they went to?
What was the name of it? It was Whiskey.
Renee, you probably know. Not that you go to this place, but
she's good for the. She remembers these things. Renee does. Renee usually remembers these
Hannah's
things.
misgendering everybody.
No, I'm sorry, Renee. Renee usually remembers this stuff, but whiskey, not whiskey.
It's Whiskey Rose something. Maybe Heather
Oh.
suspects Whitney's working her healing journey for a storyline. Maybe there's stuff that we're not quite seeing yet. I just feel as though it just was. I didn't want Heather to react that way, and I also get though that Whitney, the stuff like you said, only comes out when Whitney is drunk. And so that's very annoying. But yeah, I really do like Salt Lake City though. I feel like the dynamics are switching up. And yeah, Handlebar. Oh,
Whiskey Row. That's I think
it's
what
Whiskey
it was,
Row.
honey.
Whiskey Row, because I did a comedy contest at Handlebar J's.
Oh, did you?
Chell
Where
won
was
it, I
that?
think. Actually, I don't think I did. I think I judged it.
Was that Scottsdale?
Chell did it, but I wasn't the judge on his night, so I didn't give him preferential. Yeah, Dierks Bentley. Is that a country singer? I think it is.
Oh,
Let's look it
Renee,
up.
you're too funny. I don't know who that would be either, because I just don't know the country western people.
Dierks Bentley is
isn't he
American
cute?
singer-songwriter.
He looks like about 31.
I don't think he's cute.
Oh, don't you?
No.
Oh, I do. Look at this picture up here on top. Oh,
Oh, he's American country singer and songwriter. Okay. What are his songs?
Drunk on a Plane. We had that at our wedding. Oh, you weren't there. Anyway. No,
Is that his song?
it says Drunk on a Plane songs.
Oh my god.
Beers on me.
Oh my god. 51. Oh my god. No wonder it's a bar. Does this guy have a drinking problem too? I mean, this guy.
Oh no, we just don't want to say that.
Oh, he got
we don't
canceled.
Know that.
Due to unforeseen scheduling issues, the Dierks Bentley Beers on Me tour performance with Jordan Davis and Lainey Wilson, originally scheduled for February 24th, 2022, if you were going to go to that back in February, at Nationwide Arena, has been canceled. But it says, why was he canceled? But it's just an event.
Well, everybody, has something come up. I don't know. Sly and the Family Stone. Sly always canceled. Okay.
No, I'm wondering if I thought they were saying he got canceled. You know what
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying?
Yeah. No, that doesn't seem to be it. It seems like one time that he's coming in for a concert. I've never heard of him. I don't know why I'm going to bat for him.
I don't either. Like, because you got a boner for him, you're like, he's a good guy.
No, I thought he was cute. That's all. Like I said, he's probably 31, 32 years old. That's my guess. But anyway.
Let's see if he has a DUI. Get arrested over the weekend. Why did he get arrested? The day I got the DUI, I prayed for. Oh, someone got a DUI driving home from a Dierks. What's his name? Dierks Bentley. That's what they're saying on their blog. Why did Dierks Bentley get arrested over the weekend? I don't know. What's wrong, man? I keep talking. We got to keep him entertained.
All right. I'm trying to keep him entertained. I'm just trying to think of his.
Doesn't really say why he did.
Yeah, let's get off of this. Who cares?
Why? It goes dark on his new relationship record. He's been around for a while.
See, and I just don't know these people. I wish I did, but let's get back to, if we can just get back to Heather's outfit. I'm sorry, Heather. You were saying everybody looked so nice at the dinner. That's what we ended up with.
You didn't like this outfit on Heather?
That's not.
That's Heather. I thought
that is not.
That is Heather.
That's not. That's the one. It is.
I
not.
don't care. They lied and said Jen Shaw had some hairstylist. That's Heather.
This is not Heather. This is
That's
the woman
Heather.
that came in and was going to show
the
them
same
how
person.
to twerk.
Can you show us how to twerk?
I don't know how to twerk. I'm not doing that.
Can you just show us?
No, I'm not doing that. You just keep this up. You keep it right there.
Can you show us
how to
twerk?
Manager at KFC. We do not twerk by the chicken.
Oh, Dierks Bentley. The E is silent. Okay.
Oh,
thanks. Okay. That's Missy Bussy. I love when Joleen gets lost in Google. Some of the best, right? Thank you, Shan. Nana didn't let me. She was like, I don't care about Dierks Bentley.
What? I'm not saying that, but you don't really think that looks like Heather, do you?
That's Heather. I'm like, that's Heather.
It's not though, honey.
Blonde hair, same body type.
No.
Eyelashes.
You must have been falling asleep during this, because this gal came in and was teaching them how to twerk.
They're lying to us. It's like the Mandela effect. You think you saw Heather and another lady, but it was just Heather the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
You think there was another lady, but there wasn't.
Okay, so we know for a fact those are just
I'm going to die on this conspiracy hill. It is Heather. It's Heather pretending. Okay. I think the Salt Lake women are the worst dressed of the Housewives. they try so hard. But love when they dress down and sweat, right? I do love. I thought they all looked so cute at the dinner at the
dinner.
Bentley, except for Heather. It was not good. It was not good.
No, I don't think right. I mean, this gal is larger than Heather.
No, they're not even large. They're just she has curves. She's curvaceous.
She's curvaceous.
That's how curvaceous Heather is. That's how curvaceous I am. I don't have like a nice bubble booty. It's just more wide than anything. But
I would not say that. I just
it's like a wide load. Not the men. It was Heather's mini me. And both are beautiful women. But I was like, this is Heather, right? When I saw it. So they hired a lady to come teach them to twerk. And I hired Jen Shaw's makeup artist and hairstylist did it. And Jen Shaw was like, come on, because she was kind of tired of everyone fighting. Yes. And Lisa Barlow had to go call John Barlow because of these horrendous things they're saying about her S&D for seats and for her tequila to be sold.
At the NBA. I mean, I understand that. They got seats, courtside seats.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're not going to S&D for courtside seats.
Nana, what's the best and worst thing you ever asked the D for? The worst thing, love. What was the best thing? Did you ever get money?
Did I ever get money left on my pillow?
The worst reason to ask the D is love. The best is like a Range Rover, like
I never got a Range Rover.
Did you ever get a present?
No.
See
what I mean?
You should always see, because Heather says she gave a BJ for a burger.
Was it from Culver's?
I know.
No, there's a butter burger and it's a double. So good.
What a burger.
So who, DGF, you broke your sacroiliac?
What's a sacroiliac? Sacroiliac?
Sacroiliac. What is that again?
I don't think it's how you say it.
Yeah, it is. Sacroiliac. Sure it is.
Okay. Oh, a Kit Kat. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, a Kit Kat?
I feel like you should get
Let me think about that.
Not even a 74 Pinto, Nana?
I never.
You didn't get an M&M?
No, I'm sorry. This 74 Pinto. This is a tough one. No, no. What else? What in the chat? What did you guys get for it? I mean, are we seeing?
Renee did Google this and sent me a screenshot, and it was Mitt Romney. When you Google jazz courtside, it's Mitt freaking Romney.
Is that who it was?
No, that's just what you get. What comes from your Google? You think that's who she asked the D of to get courtside?
Well, does he?
No.
Oh, okay.
When you Google like courtside at the Utah Jazz,
God, it scared me. I thought, oh my God. At least grab a Democrat or not.
Okay. Or grab none of them.
None of them.
Sumaya says, by the way, or BTW, I was trying to work in the mirror.
Okay.
One day, and I passed gas, never again. I mean, yeah. Listen, you are opening up a whole can of ass, like a whole idea
on that pose you're saying.
Yes. Queefs. You're opening up the door to so much going on. It's a very vulnerable position you're putting yourself in.
It is. I have that.
Look at how vulnerable that is.
That is.
Spiders can crawl up there.
And my favorite is Lazy Buddhist. It says, I'm getting my
attic insulated.
Is that code for something, Lazy Buddhist?
Sounds sexy.
It does.
Maybe a Butterburger and a turtle from Culver's.
Stop it. Stop the insanity.
Sharon says it could be a tailbone. This the celiac, the bone, whatever it's called. A
Democrat
in Utah?
I know. What was I thinking? I'm sorry.
I live on an island in Alaska. We're wearing extra tufts. Fishing boots are cool. And cool is in my vocabulary. I think cool, like those hunter boots, those really tall, like rain boots. Those are so cute.
Oh.
Nana, you never asked the D for Kohl's Cash?
Oh God,
you got to ask better.
Women, you can get your own Kohl's Cash. You don't have to be doing that stuff.
Well, then don't do it for love either. Don't do it.
Just stop right now.
But that is a very precarious.
That is. But that was funny. I mean,
it was
attic insulated. I like it.
It was funny to see. I mean, yeah, they're crying and they're drunk and whatever. But Whitney running around in her bikini briefs, little what are they called when they're cheekies? When your cheeks. And she's like, Heather, and then she gets mad at Heather and she rips up the friendship card, and Heather doesn't even notice till next day. And Heather, in true Heather form, so #relatable. wakes up in a bed of milk duds.
I laughed so hard. I says, "Oh my god, what are those little brown things?"
Well, it could have been a lot of things after, the
But it
Amber
was-
Heard JD trial. We heard a lot of stuff in beds. That
But the
those two
idea
do.
was it was milk duds, which I don't care for. You like milk duds? They're not one of mine.
They're not my favorite, but they're good. But they like get
Yeah.
stuck in your teeth.
Yeah,
and they're kind of
I would-
annoying.
I would rather have chocolate covered
Now-
peanuts or raisins.
What did you think of this? You guys put in the chat, and I want to get Nana's opinion too.
Okay.
So Heather's pissed. She
Oh,
feels like
yeah.
Whitney's calling her a liar. Whitney's pissed because she wants Heather to back up her claims that, yes, we have heard that Lisa Barlow is S&Ds
You
for
were
courtside
there.
seats or to get her tequila in stores, S-ing the Ds of men in power to, for business opportunities. And it was with Angie, who's going to be in next episode, who was there last season.
Mhm.
And
I liked seeing her come in again.
so Heather is like, don't lie on me. And then Whitney gets up, Heather's staying up, and then Whitney kind of approaches Heather like this, gets in
Yes.
Heather's face. Heather kind of pushes her to the side. Whitney is very intoxicated, and small, so she falls back.
Oh,
Who's
yes.
in the wrong here, Nana?
That's a tough one, but Whitney shouldn't have gotten in her face.
Mhm.
Okay. Shouldn't have started it because one appeared to be quite drunk. The other one, no. Okay.
I mean, Heather had some drinks in her, but
But
Whitney was wasted.
She was pretty wasted, but there's never a time. She just didn't want her to be so close to her and she pushed her like that. Never a good move. Never a good move.
Mhm.
Do I think Heather was wrong in that? Yes. More wrong than Whitney.
It's Taylor drunk in the suitcase on, remember Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? She's like, I'm fine. Like, and they both were going through something very traumatic, but that's how drunk she was. She was like the Taylor drunk. You're right, Sarah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Where MI says it's Whitney's fault. And I will say, Whitney was the first to go into Heather's space, personal space. Is that my phone?
I know that's all well and good to get in. I believe so.
I think it's on the table.
Oh, do you want me to get it?
Just so we can turn off the sound in case they can hear
okay.
it.
I'm sorry.
Sorry,
We're gonna
I
turn
would, but
something
I
off.
can't leave this way because that's an L-shaped desk.
But yeah, I just, and I
So
don't
saying
want to
Whitney.
say, and I agree with you guys. I should have said Whitney, but Heather, yeah, don't put your hands on her. Just,
I mean, yeah, but if someone, she might have just wanted to I didn't like the look of it, period, because it's just too, I don't want my housewives to fight each other unless you're in Jersey. The only housewives that I expect to fight each other are Jersey, just because that's how it started. And it's the most violent housewives. And I think it's just Teresa. Well, no, Melissa's been, and Jennifer Aiden. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're very violent. They're very violent women. So
I'm not really sure.
Slasher Wave. Hey, how are you?
Turn yours down. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
I'll be
okay.
right back.
That's okay.
I'll be right back.
You missed so much. Who is calling me? Who
I'm
is
not
calling me? Oh, I was calling someone back. I ate the Dominoes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, that was what those weirdo ladies in the YouTube drama sector that me and Busy covered would do dominoes on each other. Welcome to Dominoes. You may receive up to 8 messages /order. What? That's what they would do. They would send each other pizzas. So maybe someone's got my number and they added it to something. I just removed myself from that, you guys. That was weird. It's me, Nanya. Hi, Nanya. Hi, Nanya. So yeah, it was like it wasn't a good look to see these two kind of get physical with each other. And this is something that's probably going to be talked about a lot, and then talked about, at the reunion, and then talked about at the dinner. Yeah, maybe it is. Domino's is calling to recruit Nana away from KFC. I mean, they heard about her. Yeah. My husband calls Real Housewives of New Jersey fight night. It really is. And Jennifer Aiden, she threw a water towards Joe and Melissa and their assistant who came toward her. So very interesting, because there's obviously, multiple sides to the story, but from what you can see, it looked like Joe Gorga was saying some pretty disgusting things to Jennifer Aiden, who's got her own issues too. But I don't like the way Joe Gorga, he needs to not be out here being a house husband or whatever, calling women bitches and this and that and the other thing, sir. Keep it together. You have the biggest crush on. I still have to take Nana to see that. I've been trying to figure out what day we're gonna do that. So we'll have to let you know. But yeah, so very entertaining that Whitney then passes out. The rest of them stay awake for a little bit. They do this twerking thing. Like I said, Lisa Barlow's in bed, and Whitney wakes up to tear up a friendship note and leave it. And she wakes up out of a dead sleep. She's like, I gotta do something. And she goes in. So let's see. Let me just grab, what's this? Business reply. Okay. She's like, she's like this, sleeping. And then she's like, I gotta do something. And then she walks to the bedroom and she's like, okay, I feel better. And then she goes back to sleep, all in her makeup, all in her bra, bustier thing, just maybe with her boots on. She goes right back to sleep and then wakes up in the morning and Heather finds it. And they're wondering if they are going to, Whitney's going to go see her brother and sister. Jen Shaw's got to leave. But they wake up at like 2 p.m. They're making breakfast and they're like, good morning, because they're all severely hungover. Jen Shaw's talking about doing a mock trial. She's already had to go through the prosecution, which she said she walked out on multiple times. And her lawyer said for her to stop getting Botox because she doesn't look like she's having any reaction to these things. So they want a reactive, not a robotic person on trial, which obviously she never does go to trial. Spoiler alert again, because he takes a plea. But she has to go to New York now, and they're going to go through the defense. So they're eating. Whitney comes back from talking to her brother and sister, and I agree with Nana. The brother and sister, great. But something about the sister, I was like, this is interesting, okay? Whitney's very emotional. I know it's not my trauma, so I can't expect them. But I feel like if you're going to bring it on the show, you should probably, maybe I don't know. But it's very cryptic, which makes me care. Like, I wouldn't wonder, but it's so cryptic, So then Whitney comes back. She's still not talking to Heather. Jen needs help packing. She's got all the hair, all her outfits, head to New York because she misses a plane regularly. And so the women are helping her pack, and then they see her out, and the four of them have a little hug circle. And, they're now it's like, she's like, these four women have supported me, and I'm going to go fight the good fight and take a plea. So she heads up to New York. They come back in the house, and that is when we see everyone's very emotional. And I guess all this stuff can be put into perspective. Like, at least you're not possibly going to jail for 50 years for allegedly ripping off elderly people in some kind of online
Ponzi scheme
thing. Yeah. So then Meredith and Lisa are hugging, tearing up. Whitney and Heather are right there, and they're not speaking to each other. And you never thought these two brunettes would speak to each other, but they are hugging and showing each other a moment of like, hey, we're in this together, even though they're not. But then Whitney and Heather are the ones they're not really talking
They're not
to each
touching
other.
each other. They're not hugging. They're not looking at each other. Nothing.
Yeah.
And they have always been so close. It really surprised me that it came this far, especially for those two. So then, obviously that was a crazy night before. Look at this. This 4 pictures kind of tell the whole story. Just a crazy drunken Housewives party night. I'm here for it. I wish Salt Lake City was just accusing people of false BJs, or I wish Beverly Hills was just about accusing people of false BJs. Gosh, wouldn't you just love a little slut shaming right now instead of like what they're doing to Garcelle? Jesus. Yes.
But this is definitely more entertaining. Because it's so silly. It's so, granted, it must suck to be Lisa Barlow and everyone's saying you're S and all the D's for all this stuff. But you look at Meredith and you think, and Meredith's like, I'm so glad I planted this story, because you were not going to get away with saying I effed half of New York.
No.
We can't afford a house. My husband can't keep a job. I'm an effing slut. I'm a liar. I suck. I'm fake. You can't get away with that. So now I'm going to start.
This is junior year in high school? Really?
Yes, it is. When Lisa and Meredith hugged, I got the chills, Samaya says. It was kind of like.
I wasn't expecting it.
Right?
At all.
You were not.
Everything.
It was great.
That went down.
Dramatic television. How fantastic. So then they go out to dinner, and that's when we see Heather's just horrendous outfit. Heather goes and steps away to go to the bathroom. So they're trying to put their differences aside to have this dinner. It looks like the Dirks Bentley whiskey row bar is excited to have them. Give them tequila.
Oh, yeah.
Scottsdale will do that, though. They will give you free
Is
shots.
that
They used
what
to give you
that
free
whole thing
cigarettes.
was? Oh, really?
They would have shot glasses on the bars with cigarettes in them. You would just grab. And that was back in like 2007.
Oh, my gosh.
2006. Yeah, when I first moved there, and I was like, this place is heaven. You got like a free shot here and there. If you wanted to have a cigarette, you could. And,
Oh, my gosh. And that whole outfit, it just was bad on her.
So is Jen Shaw watching this? No, she's not. She hasn't even been sentenced yet, as far as I know. I think it's December. They pushed it back again.
Yes, they did.
Mm-hmm. So I think it was supposed to be November, and now they pushed it back to December, I believe. So this horrible outfit, poor Heather. Everyone else looks cute. Lisa Barlow's got like a crop little jacket, something only she could pull off with some jeans. I thought Whitney looked
I like that.
Super cute. She has a Balenciaga, I believe, purse, like that jean, like different jean material. And then I wanted to find a picture. Meredith looked so good this episode. I never thought from last season I'd be saying this.
No, I didn't.
She was like, my family.
I didn't think we'd hear that either.
Right?
But she did look nice.
Yes.
She did look nice.
She
had the dewy skin.
Her outfit. Yes. I mean, it was amazing. Someone tweeted, Heather saying, I'd have effed him too because I effing love sitting courtside is solidifying her as an iconic housewife, and I won't hear any different. She's top tier. She is top tier. She definitely is. Heather is top tier. Heather got a very warm response at BravoCon. And
I understand that.
Yeah.
Because it's things like that she said. And I said the same thing as far as courtside. Are you kidding? What do those, they don't buy those seats. You don't buy those seats.
You can buy them.
I don't know. What would they cost if you could?
I wish I had the picture of Meredith, but she looked great. If you guys saw the episode, you saw her at the dinner. She looked fantastic. So then Heather goes to the bathroom and Whitney's like, I feel betrayed by her. She knows I'm going through stuff. She wasn't there for me. I needed her to, basically co-sign what I was saying about hearing the Lisa thing. And she treated me like I was lying. And then Heather's like, no, you treated me like I was lying. So Heather comes back from the bathroom. And that's when Whitney kind of opens up. And even Lisa Barlow and even Meredith were wishing that, I think Meredith too, that Heather was a little softer to Whitney, but Heather wasn't having it.
I didn't think we were going to, right? I didn't think we were going to have them have it out right there because she just came back and she's smiling, Heather, and said, what did I miss? Well, here we go,
Yep. And then they finally decide to just have some fun. It's their last night in Arizona. They're going to have some fun and they will put their differences aside temporarily, like the drama. But you can tell like none of this is resolved or close to being resolved because the night before was looking like this.
Oh my gosh.
And then Heather's like, you lost me forever. And that's a big deal. I was like, oh, this is so dramatic and juicy.
It is. It was very, and I like the way they paused and then she turns really quickly away from the camera and walks out of sight. You go, Heather.
Out. So then they're talking about, they get back to the house. They got their matching jammies, which are super cute. Lisa Barlow is having like the sexiest time by the fireplace. They talk about Jen Shaw and Stuart and him taking a plea and how that's going to affect her.
Yes.
We're reminded Meredith went to law school. So Meredith's like, well, my family, me and Sop and my family. I went to law school. And then she said something and we had to rewind it a couple of times because she was like,
yes,
I lived in Scottsdale. We learned about marriage. She goes,
oh, yes.
I lived in Scottsdale for a couple of years, a time in my life.
We thought, what did she say?
Because my sister had wet lungs and we had to dry them out. And my dad, with my family, took us to, what was it? Oh, Pinnacle Pig for my family. And we loved that. So
she did look good.
And then they talked about that and Jen's,
Jen is just, Jen wakes up that next day and she is hungover big time.
I didn't think Jen was very hungover.
Oh, not Jen. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, Jen went to bed early, didn't she? She had enough of this.
No.
Yes, she did, Jen Shaw.
No. They did the twerking and stuff. They did not go to bed early.
Oh, I thought she went to bed early.
All right, we're
I
gonna
went
go
to bed early.
because Nana
I went to
is
bed early.
out of